He lost everything in one night of fire.
Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei Survived a Massacre as Kid and Became the Destroyer Dragon Emperor movie. Before we start, please go support LOL World 345 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistaken character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. Issei, a rather strange young man with quite peculiar abilities, is the sole survivor of a massacre that occurred years ago in Kyoto. He currently leads a strange double life that will begin to take a different turn due to certain beings who have decided to return and not to be friends. Furthermore, certain people become important to him. I am the Sekiryuutei, is there a problem? Locations and time, Issei has the same appearance. The only difference is that he is older. Narrator's POV. We see a young man sitting on the edge of a bed, watching television. He gets up and begins to change, putting on a school uniform. Nobody's POV. Issei. Yesterday was quite an exhausting day. First, I had to deal with those jerks at school, and then several unimportant matters. Reporter. In breaking news, it is advised that everyone going to the city center take precautions, as several murders have been reported in recent days. Issei. That crazy guy is on the loose again. I thought I warned him what would happen if I heard from him again, but I'll deal with him when I get out of school. At the school entrance. Issei. Well, another day here. The good thing is, I only have a few months left until I get out of here. Student. Hey, did you hear we have a meeting today? Student 2. Yeah, though I don't know why. Student 3, they say they're going to give us an important announcement and it's going to be given by Rias, the most beautiful student in the school. Student. Not only the most beautiful, but also the most boo teacher. Hits him, that kind of language isn't allowed here, young man. Issei. This doesn't surprise me. She always gets the attention of all the boys and girls, well, she and her club, although I can't quite remember its name right now. A bell rings, Issei. Well, let's see what she has to say. Events and conference hall. Issei. I don't know what's so important that they've called all the students here. I hope they don't come up with something about us contributing money or something like that. Rias. Touching the microphone, well, everyone, the reason we've gathered here today is this. A couple of days ago, an important gentleman came to tell us he wants the students to go on an expedition. This is to show us young people the culture of certain places. The expedition will be in Kyoto. Issei. Kyoto, well, it's a place with a lot of green areas, although I feel like that's not the only reason we were called here. There has to be something else. Rias. Now, Akeno will continue with the announcement. Akeno, thank you President. Now, I'll explain how the groups will be divided. Groups 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15 will go together. Therefore, groups 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16 will also go together. Within these groups, we'll randomly divide the students into small teams of no more than 10 students each, and they can visit any place they want. Issei. It's pretty stupid to do it this way. Wouldn't it have been easier to have each group go separately? Rias. Well, that's all. Now, everyone, please go to your assigned classrooms. Issei. This has to be a joke. Student. I'm so excited. I hope we're together. Issei. Well, you took your sweet time getting started, but what can you do? Kyoto Town Center, 12:30 AM. Issei. Well, here we are. It'll be easy to make him appear. Hey, I'm counting on you to take him too when I defeat him. I always do, don't worry. Just focus on defeating him. Issei. Sure, now all that's left is to perform the ritual. Fires several shots into the sky. He's coming. Issei. I already noticed, although his demonic power level is very different from the last time I saw him. Be careful. Issei. Whatever you say, it won't be a big problem. X. A man appears, dude, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Issei. And I didn't think I'd ever hear or see anything about you again, X. So, what's the deal? X. They were just being difficult. I didn't intend to kill them. Issei. I don't think so. Although you've changed quite a bit since the last time I saw you, you're much taller, your hair is now black, and your eyes have turned blue. Your black leather suit with white stripes and spiked boots are still the same, though. X. Oh, you noticed a lot of Issei. With a hand piercing his stomach, but that doesn't change the fact that you've killed so many people. X. Spits out a little blood, have you become a hero? Issei. I never was, and I never will be. X. But I will always be a killer. Flames erupt from the ground, engulfing his body. When they disappear, his fists are ablaze. Let's do it like old times. Narrator's POV. X punches Issei in the stomach, then summons a sword gun hybrid, which he wields and attempts to fire at Issei. Issei dodges all the bullets and closes in, punching X directly in the face. He continues to strike Issei repeatedly until X buries the sword in Issei's leg, immobilizing him. X then grabs Issei's head and repeatedly strikes him with the sword's hilt, which is still embedded in his foot. He then creates a fireball with his hand, placing it on Issei's chest. The fireball explodes, sending Issei flying into a building. X picks up the sword that was thrown by the explosion and approaches Issei, but Issei grabs him by the neck and throws him to the ground, brutally beating him repeatedly. A red object with a green gem appears on X's left arm, and with that arm, he pierces X's chest with a single blow. He then lifts Issei up and unleashes a beam that pierces X's head, killing him. Nobody's pav. Issei. Well, I had fun, although I think I overdid it a bit. It's better to finish early so we have more time to rest. Issei. You're always sleeping. I was talking about you. Now I'll have to use a circle. Issei. You know what, better not. Let's just leave it in the trash can near home. Okay. Rias. Well, my brother's suspicions were right. I'll have to talk to him tomorrow. Disappears. Issei. Ah, I'm not that naive, Gremory. Well, it's been a long time since things got this interesting, and I hope I can at least have a little fun. The next day, Kuo Academy. Issei. So far, everything has been pretty quiet and well, it's quite surprising. Maybe he'll come for me after school. Rias. Knocks on the door and the teacher opens it. Good morning, teacher. May I see Haidu, Issei? Teacher. Of course. Haidu, please accompany the young lady. Issei. Alright. He gets up from his seat and stands in front of Rias. Good morning. Rias. Good morning. I'll take you with me for a moment, master. I'll be going now. Please come with me. Issei. As you wish. I'll follow you. He walks with Rias until they reach a building that appears abandoned and they enter. Well, I suppose we didn't come here just to talk about joining the club, did we? Rias. You're correct. You see, hi Issei. No formalities, please. Rias. That's fine, Issei. I brought you here mainly to find out something that has me very intrigued about you. Issei. You have me very intrigued as well. Let's just say I sense something unusual about you. Rias. Well, I'll get straight to the point. I'm a demon. She unfurls her wings and everything goes dark, and this is my entourage, they all appear. The little one is Kaneko, Kiba is to my left, and Akeno is to my right. Issei. Okay. Well, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I already knew. Rias. Oh really? Then it was pointless introducing ourselves. Issei. Well, I suppose your dear brother Mau sent you for information. Rias. Partly, since I came here to learn a bit more about human culture, and well, my brother asked me for this favor. Issei. That makes sense. Although, your entourage is quite interesting. A half-demon, half-fallen angel. A survivor of the Holy Swords experiment. And a rather strange Nekomata who emits an aura similar to someone I know. Akeno. Wow, so you already know us. Issei. Yes, although, well, I'd like to ask you something. Akeno. Me? Pointing at herself. Issei. Look, you might not like the question, but doesn't it feel strange being half-fallen angel, half-demon? No offense, of course. Akeno. You get used to it eventually, and of course it doesn't offend me. Smiling warmly. Kaneko. Now it's your turn. Issei. Oh, sorry, how rude of me. Well, let me introduce myself. I am simply the current Sekiryuutei. Activates balance breaker. Note. This is how the balance breaker will appear in the story. Issei. Well, I guess introductions are unnecessary. Rias. I have to ask you to come around more often. My brother wants to talk to you and he'll be here tomorrow. Issei. Okay, then you'll see me around here again. I hope to see you on the school trip. See you soon. He leaves the building and heads home. 10:30 p.m. at Issei's house. You didn't tell them that you defeated 3 hacker Yukas despite your young age. Issei. It wasn't necessary, Drake, but you know it was luck and I also had her help. Drake. They said they'd see each other again. Are you really going to look for her? Issei. I promised and I keep my promises no matter what. Drake. Then when you find her, she'll join us again for a while. Issei. Yes, although it's a shame he's not here anymore. We had to stop him, but I won't talk about it now. Drake. You know, I'm going to sleep again. See you later, partner. Issei. Me too. This day has been rather tiring. Goodbye. The conversation with a demon and a surprise attack. Narrator's POV. A tall man with long crimson hair, dressed formally, can be seen standing before Issei in his school uniform while the club members sit to the sides. Nobody's POV. Surziches. Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Surziches and I am one of the 4 current demon lords. Issei. Yes, I know you. I'm Haidu Issei. Surziches. Very well, hi Issei. Call me Issei. There's no need to be formal. Surziches. Alright, Issei. My sister informed me that you are the current Red Dragon Emperor, although it's something I've suspected for some time. Issei. Well, Rias told me she wanted to tell me something important. Surziches. Of course, although there are actually two things. First, I'd like you to spend some time in the underworld after your school trip to improve our relationship with the Red Demon Lord. Issei. And second. Surziches. You see, this is important to me because it involves my sister. Rias. Onisama. Surziches. You see, I don't know if you're familiar with Razor Phoenix. Issei. Of course I know him, it would be impossible not to. Surziches. You see, my parents signed a document stating that my sister will be his wife, but honestly, this will be very detrimental to the demons, and besides, my sister doesn't want to marry him. Issei. And this is where I come in, right? Surziches. Yes, you see, I proposed a rating game to Razor. If he wins, he'll marry Rias, but if he loses, the marriage will be annulled. The winner will also get to make an extra wish. Issei. So you want me to help your sister? I don't see the problem. Besides, if we win, we'll get an extra prize. Surziches. To make your wish, you need to remain in the arena. For example, let's say Rias is the only one left and defeats Razor. She'll be the only one who gets to make the wish. Issei. I understand. When is the rating game? Surziches. 2 days after your school trip. Issei. Great, then I'll travel with you to help you train, and we can get to know each other a little better. Sound good? Rias. Thank you so much for your help. She bows, and her entourage does too. Issei. I'm not some kind of god. You don't need to do that. Surziches. Well, thank you very much for your support, Sekiryuutei. I'll be in touch. See you later. He disappears through a magic circle. Rias. Well, we're going to do some activities before we leave. What will you do, Issei? Issei. I'm going home. I'm a bit busy. See you tomorrow. At Issei's house, in the bathroom, 11 p.m. Issei. Enters the shower. It seems a bath really does relieve stress, although I haven't thought about the injuries in a long time, but it's not the time for that, maybe another day. For now, I'll just relax. The next day, at Kuo Academy. Hineko. President Rias requests your presence, please. Issei. Did something happen? Kaneko. No, she says she wants to talk to you. Issei. Okay, I'll go with you. At the club. Rias. It's good that you came, Issei. Issei. No problem, Kaneko said you wanted to tell me something. Rias. Thank you for bringing him, Kaneko. Now, first of all, there's the trip to Kyoto. We've already organized everything and we'll be leaving very soon, in about a week or two, and as you said, we'll be traveling together. Issei. That's going to be a great help. We'll have plenty of time to train. Rias. Exactly, that's what I also wanted to talk about. You see, we don't talk much or see each other very often, so my brother asked if you could come more often to train. Issei. Sure, I have no problem with that, but I suppose we'll train when everyone else is out at school. Rias. You're right. Well, I'll see you here at the exit, Issei. Issei. Okay, Rias. Well, I'll see you later. He leaves. 8 p.m. at Issei's house. Issei. Well, the training went pretty well. Even though she's a high-class devil, that's not all it takes to win in these kinds of encounters. Her entourage is strong, but with the videos Rias showed me, I don't think they're ready yet, so we have to keep training. Drake. Partner, I sense a strange presence. Issei. Me too, but I can't really detect it. Appears and throws a fireball that hits Issei in the back. Narrator Pav. Issei turns around, but sees a tall man whose right hand is engulfed in flames. He tries to attack him, but the man punches him in the face, leaving a mark from his fist. Issei gets up, but grabs him by the neck and lifts him up, then sprouts wings of fire and flies upwards, breaking through the ceiling with Issei's body and reaching a height of 150 meters. He releases Issei and throws a fireball at him. Issei reacts and throws a sphere of power with a very small portion of his own, which explodes upon impact with the fireball. The fireball hits Issei's body, causing him to fall severely injured. When he hits the ground, he leaves a small crack. Approaches Issei's body, grabs his foot and throws him against a wall, which shatters on impact, leaving Issei dying. Then disappears. Nobody Pav. Issei. Gets up and walks to his house passing through a crowd that saw all the damage except him, that bastard will pay for this, lies down on his bed and faints. The next day, Kuo Academy, in the club. Issei. Opens the door and enters. Rias, I need to ask you something. Rias. What is it? Issei. Do you happen to have a picture of Razor? Rias. No, but my brother could send me one. Issei. Please do. Rias. Did something happen? Issei. Yes, someone attacked me last night and I'm almost certain it was him. Akeno. But you're alright, right? Issei. Yes, just a little sore. Now, please ask your brother for that picture. Rias. Okay, I won't be long. 5 minutes later. Rias. Issei, I have a picture of Razor. Here he is. Issei. If it's him, I'm sure of it. That bastard is going to pay for this. He'll definitely lose the rating game. Rias. I could warn my brother about the attack and the rating game would be cancelled, but we'd need proof. Issei. That's fine. I want to break every single bone in his immortal body, clenching his fist, but that'll have to wait. Now we need to train so we can beat him. Akeno. She's right. Maybe you have a chance against him, but we don't just want to watch. We want to fight. Issei. That's the spirit. Rias. Well, let's begin. We're going to Kyoto, a new enemy, and more. Narrator's POV. Days have passed, and now all the students are at the train station waiting to finally go to Kyoto. Meanwhile, our protagonist can be seen with the club waiting for the train. Nobody's POV. Issei. Well, I hope this trip is interesting. Rias. We've trained quite a bit, so I suppose we should rest a little too. Akeno. Rias is right, it's not all about training, we should also make good use of our time. Issei. Yes, no doubt about it, but first we should go to the hotel and get settled. Issei. Issei. What? He turns around and sees a girl with honey-colored hair and 2 pigtails and wearing a school uniform, Irina. Irina. Of course it's me. She gives him a hug. Issei. But weren't you supposed to be abroad? Irina. Yes, but I came back recently and enrolled. It's good to see you again. Issei. Same here, it's been a long time since we talked. Kaneko. Not to interrupt, but how long have you two known each other? Irina. A long time, actually. And are these your new friends? Did you replace me? Issei. Of course not. They're friends, but I didn't replace you. Irina. I hope so, Issei. Anyway, it's time to catch the train. Shall we keep talking on the train? Issei. Are you traveling with us? Irina. Of course. When I found out you were here, I did my best to play with you. Issei. Okay, let's go then. On the train, heading to Kyoto through some mountains, 2 p.m. Issei. What have you been up to since you left? Irina. Lots of things. I wouldn't have time to tell you everything though I'd love for you to know I'm an angel. Issei. Well, it's just you, me and the club in this part of the train, so you can tell me whatever you want. Rias. Watch out. Issei. Irina. Huh? A lightning bolt strikes the train, causing a small explosion that knocks everyone off their feet. Akeno. Is everyone alright? Everyone? Why yes. Razor. We need to finish what we started the other day. He cracks his knuckles. Issei. You bastard. A fireball hits him in the chest and he falls again. Everyone. Issei. Irina. Issei, wait, everything's under control. Maybe if I bless him, it'll help. Issei. Irina, there are a lot of them in the other parts of the train. It seems all the normal people have disappeared. Irina. What about you? Issei. This is no problem for a dragon and not for an angel either. He smiles. Finish them off. He gets up. Razor. Stay on the ground. He flies toward Issei and grabs him by the shoulders, slamming him against a window. Rias. We won't stand idly by. Let's get Razor. Irina. No, we'll take care of the others, this fight is Issei's. Kaneko. Okay, but if Issei senpai has any problems, we'll come. Rias. Since when do you call him that? Issei. Are you guys leaving now or are you going to keep talking? He punches Razor in the face and then kicks him in the stomach, making him fall into a seat. Everyone. Right. They go to other parts of the train. Razor. You shouldn't have interfered in what doesn't concern you, kid. Issei. You don't say. Are you my father? Razor grabs him by the neck and starts choking him. Razor. No, but I'll teach you some manners. Narrator's POV. Razor punches Issei in the stomach and then creates a fireball, but Issei activates his boosted gear and punches Razor in the face. He then grabs Razor's arm and throws him off the train, but Razor extends his wings and manages to grab Issei, causing him to fall and crash into the tracks. Razor then takes advantage of the situation, grabbing Issei by the left side of his head and shoving the right side into the tracks as he flies through the air, breaking sections of the rails and tearing at Issei's face. He lifts Issei slightly and Issei manages to break free and jump onto Razor's back. He uses his feet to push Razor off, using his full body to his advantage until he finally grabs onto the train to prevent it from leaving him. Razor gets up, covered in blood and seething with rage, letting out a deafening scream as his wings expand. Meanwhile, the girls fight with what appear to be members of the hero faction, who begin to outnumber them until a kind of half-human, half-animal creature arrives and begins to help them, including a fox wearing a kimono, so they take advantage and begin to attack again. Now, with Issei, he tries to board the train from the back, but upon hearing the scream, he turns around, and Razor arrives at incredible speed and rams into him, sending his body flying through the door and continuing to tear apart many parts of the train. He continues flying, smashing through all the doors connecting the cars until they reach the driver's cab, where Razor slams Issei's body through it, causing them both to collide with the engine. The engine explodes, injuring both of them, but Issei the most. The entire train stops abruptly and bursts into flames, so the girls and those who came to help them also get off the train and fall onto the tracks. Meanwhile, Razor gets up, sore, but receives a blow to the face from Issei with his boosted gear. Then Issei yells dragon shoot and a beam strikes Razor in the face, sending him flying and crashing into a burning part of the train. But then disappears. Nobody's pav. Issei. It won't be that easy to defeat me. He goes to the girls. Irina. When were you planning on telling me you're a dragon? Issei. To be honest, I wasn't planning on telling you. Irina. More importantly, we need to treat your wounds. Issei. I'll be fine, I'll heal with time. We can help you. Issei. Excuse me, but are you Yokai? Isn't it obvious? Issei. Well, now that I think about it, it was a pretty stupid question. Kunu. Let me introduce myself, my name is Kunu. Issei. I'm Issei. Kunu. You both already told me your names. The reason I'm here is simple, my mother wants to see you Sekiryuutei. Issei. Well, the Yokai territory is in Kyoto, so there's no problem. It's a good thing everyone was transported there. They're out of danger. Rias. Who transported them? Issei. Your brother. Rias. What? When? Issei. Before all this happened. Kunu. Well, Sekiryuutei, I'm going to have to ask you to come with us. Issei. Sure, I just want to check something first. Kunu. I'll wait here. Issei. Thanks. He walks to the train and sees a small container. This will be very useful. Thanks, Birdbrain. He grabs it and returns to the others. Kunu. Are you ready? Issei. Sure, we can go now. New allies and friendships. Narrator Pav. We see the brown-haired boy, along with a group of Yokai and Ria's entourage, approaching a rather beautiful city. Everyone is dazzled by the sight. Nobody's Pav. Issei. I didn't remember Kyoto having this view, plus it looks more populated. Kunu. It's changed a bit over time, but it's still just as beautiful. Issei. I won't deny that. Rias. It's clearly quite beautiful. It would be an amazing place to live. Issei. Kunu. It is. Akeno. Have you been here before, Issei? Issei. Yes, I was here for a while, but honestly, it's been one of the best things I've done so far. Kaneko. Shouldn't we go in now? Kunu. Of course. Kyoto Temple, 12:30 p.m. Kunu. This is where I live. Kaneko. It's quite beautiful and spacious. We know. Issei. Turns around, excuse me, who are you? Yusaka. I'm Yusaka, the leader of the Yokai, Kunu's mother. Rias. You two look somewhat alike. Issei. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Kunu. Mother, can we stay here for a few days? Yusaka. Of course, although I see you have a Nekomata with you. Kaneko. Yes, that's me. My name is Kaneko. Yusaka. Your entourage is interesting, Rias, though they seem quite friendly. How about a tour? Rias. We would be very grateful. Yusaka. Well then, Kunu and I will guide you personally. Smiling, Kunu. Of course, mother. Yusaka. Well, let's go. Narrator's Pav. The tour was quite long. They passed by several important temples, observed the local vegetation, and had lunch before visiting more places like rivers and caves, ending at a rather large temple with a peculiar history. Nobody's Pav. Yusaka. Well, the story of this temple is quite simple. Thousands of years ago, there lived a rather corrupt king who had a wife he married out of obligation. His son, the next heir to the throne, didn't get along well with his father because of the way he treated his mother. One day, the little boy witnessed a scene that scarred him for life. He saw his father rape a maiden and then, after the act, murder his mother in cold blood. Days passed, and the cries of maidens in distress were heard repeatedly, but every time the little prince tried to help, he was brutally beaten by his father. Time passed, and the abuse stopped because, for some strange reason, the king simply ceased those terrible acts. The young prince met a beautiful princess from another kingdom. He was completely in love with her, but his love was not reciprocated. After some time, the princess's visits to the kingdom became quite frequent, as for some strange reason she began to feel something for the prince. Then, in a beautiful gesture, the prince decided to ask for the princess's hand in marriage, and she accepted. The preparations were made, and the wedding day arrived. Everything went according to plan, but that night the king snuck into the princess's room with the intention of taking her virginity. The prince feared this, so he warned the princess, who told him to hide in her room. When the king entered and tried to grape the princess, her son tried to kill him with a sword, but the king, with a dagger he had hidden, plunged it into his son's heart. The devastated princess, seeing her now husband die, took the king's sword and plunged it into his own, leaving him on the ground. She then embraced her husband, who was about to die, but in an act of eternal love, the princess decided it would be best to go with her prince. So she removed the sword from the king's lifeless body, and they both held it, before plunging it into her heart and falling into her beloved's arms, thus dying together. Since then, it is said that they both bless the souls of those who share eternal love, protecting them from all evil. Furthermore, whoever enters with a pure and clean heart will be able to see who their life partner is or will be. Girls. What a beautiful story. Issei. Ah, I have to admit that was interesting. Kiba. You can say that again, Issei. Yusaka. Aren't you curious to go in, Issei? Issei. Well, sometimes I think I'll die alone. Yusaka. Oh, don't have that kind of mindset. Come in, we'll see you later. Issei. But Yusaka. No buts, come in now. Issei. Okay. Inside the temple, 11:15 p.m. Issei. Wow, it's already empty. So what am I supposed to do here? Spirit of the prince. Good question, young man. Issei. Well, thank you. Wait a minute. He turns around and sees the silhouette of a prince and princess embracing, walking towards him. So the story is true. Spirit of the princess. Of course, young man. We have seen your pure and clean heart and therefore you have the right to know who, or rather in your case, who your companions will be. Issei. Okay, but this won't harm me in any way, right? Spirit of the prince. Oh, of course not. Now observe. Many green spheres appear with silhouettes of many women. Some are dark. Issei. Why are some of them black? Spirit of the princess. Simple. It's because you haven't met all your companions yet. Issei. Wait, are they the people I will love? Both spirits. Exactly. Issei. But why are there so many? Princess Spirit. You're special. Your heart is so kind and you're willing to risk everything to protect those you love most. That's why. Issei. Wait a minute, I already know some of them. Princess's Spirit. The green spheres show the images of those you already know. Issei. But they're Rias, Akeno, Kaneko, Kunu, Yusaka, Irina, and Kuroka. Princess Spirit. Well, young man, you can come whenever you want. And if you know more of your companions, when you come, the spheres will turn black and show your other companions. Issei. Thank you, spirits. I hope you're all well now. Both. Of course we are. Goodbye. They disappear. Issei. So I'll see you again, Kuroka. I hope you've matured. He smiles and leaves the temple. Well, now let's go find the others. Restaurant, 11:50 p.m. Issei. Ah, I finally found them. I've been looking for them for like half an hour. Rias. And what did you see, Issei? Issei. Well, I won't tell you the truth for now, it's a secret. Now let's go eat. Irina. As always, Issei, only thinking about food. Issei. Of course not. I also think about fighting and protecting those I love. Rating game a half. Narrator Pav. The week the school spent on a trip to Kyoto has passed, though Issei and the club didn't return alone, as Yusaka and Kunu are staying with them. Now it's night for the rating game, and all the demons are watching, from the highest ranks to the lowest. The club and Issei are about to fight when a Reddit approaches to tell them something. Ravel. Well, I'm Ravel Phoenix, Razor's sister. I just wanted to let you know that you can only use 2 items in the game, and I wish you luck because you'll need it. Rias. You Issei, thank you, and likewise. I hope it's a great game. He extends his hand. Ravel. Surprised, I see that at least one of you has manners. You're the Sekiryuutei, aren't you? Issei. That's right. My name is Haidu Issei. Ravel. Okay, Haidu-san. Issei. You can just call me Issei. Ravel. Then I'll call you Issei-san. I hope you don't get hurt too badly. Issei. Don't worry about it, I'll be fine. See you at the game. Narrator's Pav. Now everyone is present in the arena, both Rias's team and Razor's, both waiting for the match to begin. Issei gives Rias something. Nobody's Pav. Issei. Rias, here. He gives her a small vial. Rias. What's this? Issei. Only open it when necessary. Don't waste it. It's a great advantage. Rias. Okay, Issei. The match is about to begin. Everyone to your positions. Kiba. Issei, remember that if you need support, we're here. Issei. Thanks, Kiba, but I hope I'm not bothering you guys. Akeno. Don't worry, you're already doing a lot by helping us. Demon. Now we're ready for the battle to begin. On one side, we have the team of the demon Razor Phoenix, the next heir to the Phoenix clan, and one of the most powerful demons alive. Razor. I hope you fall quickly, Sekiryuutei, because after this, I plan to make you my slave. Issei. As you say, Razor. Turning his gaze away, demon. And on the other side, we have the entourage of Rias Gremory, sister of Mau Surzich's, and next heir to the Gremory clan. Rias Gremory's hand in marriage is at stake in this battle. From now on, you may begin. Issei. Alright, the time has come. If I can, I'll help you and protect you. And one more thing, good luck. Narrator's POV. Everyone takes their positions, and the battle begins. Razor's entourage attacks everyone except Issei, forcing them to retreat, but he activates his boosted gear. And he begins to help the others, while Razor watches the fight from afar with his sister. Meanwhile, Issei and the others try to split up to avoid the ambush, and they all go in different directions. There's a sword fight with Kiba, which he's losing, but he eventually recovers and starts making cuts to his opponent's stomach and arms until he manages to defeat him. But then Razor comes up from behind and knocks him to the ground with a single blow, then grabs him by the hair and throws him against the school building. They recreated the school grounds in the game, but obviously it's not the real academy. He then approaches, but Kiba gives him a small cut on the cheek. Kiba smiles, but receives a blow to the neck that almost knocks him unconscious. Then Razor stands over him and jumps, causing Kiba to break the floor and be defeated before being transported out of the arena. Meanwhile, Rias and Akeno counterattack with extremely powerful spells against two of Razor's pawns, and the cry, one of Rias Gremory's knights has been eliminated, echoes through the arena. This worries Rias, but she continues fighting until they easily eliminate the two pawns. Razor tries to attack from behind again, but Issei flies towards him and slams him directly into a building, creating a cloud of smoke. Issei gets up and punches Razor several times in the face until Razor attacks him with a fireball, sending Issei crashing into a table and shattering it. Issei gets up again, but Razor knees him in the nose, breaking it and causing blood to gush out. He then punches Issei in the stomach, grabs him by the neck, and throws him out of a window. Issei falls in pain and slowly gets to his feet, but Razor emerges from the building and lands on top of him, crushing him and leaving him on the ground. Rias attacks Razor, but he simply stands there observing everything. Razor, Rias, just watch. Your strongest piece is nothing compared to me. Rias. He's helping us, and I don't care if you're stronger than him. His effort is admirable. Razor. As always, with your nonsense, Rias. He's your only flaw. He starts walking very slowly toward her. Issei. He adjusts his nose and gets up to punch Razor in the back, then fires a dragon shot, sending him flying. Are you okay? Rias. I should be asking you that. She approaches and strokes Issei's face. Sorry for dragging you into this. This isn't your fight. Issei. Don't say that. It became my fight the moment I found out you were being forced into this. Don't worry. He smiles at her. Razor. You narrator's POV. Razor flies into a rage, and a burst of flames erupts from him, striking everyone and knocking them to the ground, including his own entourage and his sister. Issei gets up, but Razor, in a form that completely engulfs his body in flames, grabs him by the neck and throws him into the air. He then unleashes several fire spells, finally flying towards him, carrying him like a sack of potatoes, and slamming him down to the ground at high speed, causing a massive explosion that makes everything shake. This leaves Issei extremely weak and on the verge of being finished off, but Akeno unleashes a thunderbolt that forces him to his knees. He then gets up and flies towards Akeno, striking her in the face and knocking her to the ground. Just then, Kaneko arrives in her Nekomata form and begins attacking Razor until he uses a small fireball to knock her down. Ravel is frightened by her brother's behavior and helps Rias to her feet, but he notices and begins chasing them both. He hits them, and on the ground, he flies through the air, forming an immense fireball. Nobody's POV. Razor. You're a traitor, and traitors deserve to die. Ravel. Please help Razor. Die, both of you. He throws the fireball at them, but then, Issei. Balance breaker, Issei steps in front of Ravel and Rias and hugs MBSS, taking the full impact until the fireball explodes. That was close. Are you both alright? Rias. I'm fine. Ravel. Why did you help me if I'm Razor's sister? Issei. Just because you're his sister doesn't mean you have to be like him. Besides, I saw what you're really like and I couldn't allow that. Rias. Thank you, Issei. Issei. Now it's my turn. He heals from the attack and sprouts a pair of dragon wings. Well, Rias, go with the others, and Ravel, come with her. This is going to get ugly. Rias. You can do it, Issei. Issei. Of course I can. Rating game 2 halves. Narrator POV. Issei and Razor Phoenix come face to face. Issei activates his balance breaker, and Razor becomes even angrier, causing flames to erupt so intense they could burn anyone. This forces Issei to back away slightly until Razor's body ceases to burn, revealing him in his normal clothes, but instead of his usual white skin, it's completely red and his eyes are entirely black. Issei's POV. Razor, are you still there? Razor. Sekiryuutei Issei. What the hell did you do to yourself? Razor. This power is unimaginable and incomparable, it's Issei. Where have I heard that voice before and these same symptoms? Razor. Incredible, I've never felt anything like this. Drake. Partner, I've heard that voice too. I'll look through your memories to see if I can find anything. Issei. Don't take too long. I'll try to defeat him in the meantime. Razor. Come, Sekiryuutei, attack me with everything you have. He extends his arms. And I'll attack you with everything I have and have obtained. Issei. Everything you obtained. Razor. You'll understand now. He throws an incredibly fast fireball that hits him in the chest, leaving him on the ground with several scratches. Issei. That I didn't see that coming. Razor. Come on, get up, Sekiryuutei. I've been eagerly awaiting this fight. But the smile, Issei. He gets up, but Razor appears in front of him and punches him in the stomach, making Issei vomit. Razor. That's disgusting. I'll shut up for a bit, but at least I can disinfect my arm. He grabs him by the neck and flies off, hovering in the air with Issei's body. This is where I'll defeat you and get everything I want. Now, don't interfere. Narrator's POV. Razor begins to unleash fire from his hand, but Issei breaks free and fires a dragon shot at Razor's face. He then falls to the top of a building and gets to his feet. Razor reappears in front of him and tries to punch Issei in the face, but Issei dodges and grabs Razor's arm. He spins and throws Razor against the ceiling, shattering it and crashing to the second floor. Razor leaps at him, but Issei rolls out of the way, gets up, and begins exchanging blows with Issei until Razor lands a low blow. He then grabs Issei by the sides of his head, unleashing flames that burn Issei's face. He then kicks Issei in the stomach, sending him crashing to his knees. Razor strikes him in the back of the neck, shattering the floor. Issei falls, leaving a cloud of smoke from which he is launched, crashing into a tree, then Razor walked out. Nobody's POV. Razor. You know, Sekiryuutei, human behavior is both strange and funny. I mean, on one hand, we have you, thinking you're good, but the truth is, there's not much difference between you and me. There may be many saviors or heroes here, but aren't they the selfish ones for wanting to delay the inevitable? Issei. The difference between you and me is quite simple. I fight for the good of others, and you fight for your own benefit. He gets up, wincing in pain and bleeding from the mouth. Razor. Of course. Isn't it a selfish desire to want to prevent Rias Gremory from marrying me? Because, I mean, it won't affect the demons. On the contrary, it will benefit them because more pure-blooded demons can be born. Issei. And what about Ria's happiness, huh? If you're willing to sacrifice one person for the good of demons, then I'm willing to sacrifice all demons for her sake, because anywhere is better than by your side. Razor. You don't understand what you're saying. You're a meddlesome kid who doesn't think about the consequences and fancies himself a hero. Issei. When did I say I was a hero? Narrator's POV. Issei flies towards Razor and grabs his right arm, then flies as high as possible. At a slightly higher altitude, Razor manages to burn part of Issei's face and break free. He then extends his wings, but Issei starts saying boost and a red light begins to appear on his left arm. This time, instead of a green light, I'll make it red because the balance breaker suit doesn't have green parts and it would be strange. He flies towards Razor and punches him directly in the face, sending him crashing to the ground. He then yells explosion and a red sphere begins to form in his hand. When he throws it at Razor, the impact creates a massive explosion, leaving a cloud of smoke. Nobody's POV. Rias. I've never seen that ability from Issei. Ravel. I hope my brother is alright. He's acting very strangely. Akeno. Calm down, trust Issei. He'll know what to do. Kaneko. You're right, Akeno-san. Issei-san will know what to do. Akeno. I wish I had been Issei's protege. You took all the credit, Rias. Rias, huh? What do you mean? Akeno. Didn't you hear everything Issei said? Rias. That, blushing, when he said he was willing to sacrifice everything for me. Akeno. See, you're blushing. I'm jealous. Rias. That's not relevant right now, blushing. Kaneko. Does Rias sama like Issei-san? Rias. What are you saying, Kaneko? Oh, of course not. I mean, he's quite handsome, but that doesn't mean I'll like him or anything like that. Akeno. That's great, then I can tell him I think he's quite cute. Smiling, Rias. No. Issei. Turns around while punching Razor in the face. Razor. Turns around while punching Issei in the face. Rias. I mean, carry on with what you were doing. Ravel. I hope Issei can help my brother. I want him to be the way he used to be. With Issei and Razor. Issei. Punches Razor several times, but Razor suddenly throws a fireball at the ground, sending them both flying. A last-minute tactic, quite ingenious. Drake. I have good news and bad news. Issei. Why is it always good and bad news? Drake. It doesn't matter. I know what's happening to Razor, but it's nothing good. Remember the day you and the Nekomata split up to go your separate ways? Issei. Sure, what does that have to do with anything? Drake. Well, the guy you defeated had a dark aura that gave him incredible power. The same thing happened to Razor. Apparently, it's an energy that grants incredible power in exchange for controlling your mind to destroy everything. Issei. Then we have to defeat him, no matter what. I hope you'll keep giving me strength, Drake. Drake. Of course, partner. Issei. I have one last move. Drake, we have to make the most difficult move. Drake. You always want to show off, kid. Although I support you. Issei. Come at me with everything you've got, Razor, and I'll stop you with everything I've got. Razor. That's more like it. He raises his hands and starts creating a large fireball. Issei. Boost 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 Razor. I hope your last trick is worthy because I don't want to waste Sekiryuutei power. Issei. Oh, don't worry, Razor, you'll see. It's a good thing I can combine these two moves. He starts doing many boost with both hands. Razor. This looks interesting, and I hope it is. Issei. Ready, Razor. Razor. Of course. Issei. 1. Razor. 2. Issei Razor. 3. Razor. Attempts to throw the fireball but Issei. Electrifying tactics, he touches the ground with his left hand and red lightning bolts disperse and begin to damage and paralyze Razor. Razor. Ah. What is this supposed to be? I've never felt pain like this in my life. Issei. And that's not all. Explosion. Aims at Razor's chest and throws the sphere, causing a huge explosion that, combined with the lightning, creates a cloud of smoke and sends Issei flying, landing with the girls. Ravel. Are you alright? Issei. On the ground, I hope that was enough because that's all I have left. Breathing heavily, Rias watches the smoke clear and sees Razor on the ground, knocked out, an aura emanating from him disappearing into thin air. Yes, it's over. Issei. That's good. Ravel. Thanks for the help, but don't you think you were a little over the top? Issei. Sorry, but it was win or lose. Besides, he has the Phoenix's regeneration. He'll be fine. Ravel. Do you think this will put him back to normal? Issei. I assure you. Gets up, referee. Rias Gremory's entourage wins. Issei. Congratulations, Rias. Now you can decide who you want to spend your life with. I think I've fulfilled my part of the bargain. Rias. About that, she kisses him, and he's surprised. Audience referee. What? Rias. Could it be with you? Blushing, Issei. But you don't even know me that well. Rias. Even though I don't know you well, I can see that you're willing to give anything to protect those you love, and that's quite admirable. Don't you like me? Issei. And no, I mean, why yes. Wait, I don't even know what to say anymore. Embarrassed, Akeno. I heard that dragons can have multiple partners, so include me. Issei. Wait, how can this be happening so fast? Ravel. I hope we get along, Issei, and congratulations. Issei. Oh of course. Lord Gremory. Well, it seems I've got a son-in-law. Issei. I hope this doesn't affect their lives too much. Rias. Don't worry, although I'd like to be the only one. Akeno. Sorry Rias, but it won't be possible. I hope you're not so jealous. She kisses him. Referee. Lucky him. Rias. Hey. Akeno. He's my partner too. Issei. Well, at least I'm one weight off my shoulders. Greg. But 2 more on top of that. Ravel. It feels good to be protected by someone. She turns and sees Issei. They're very lucky, but my time will come, our time. I'll tell you later, Issei. The party after the raiding game and the Cows Brigade. Narrator Pav. 2 days have passed since the raiding game, and Surzich has decided to throw a party to celebrate his sister's party's victory, inviting all the pillars of the underworld, as well as some angels, fallen angels, and other beings. To take advantage of the occasion, he will let the winners make their wishes. Nobody's Pav. Gremory House, 8:30 p.m, Ria's room. Rias. Don't move, Issei. Issei. This tie is suffocating me. He tries to take it off, but Rias lightly slaps his hand. Rias. Don't take it off, Issei. You must understand that this is a very important event and we must look our best. Issei. I'd rather be more comfortable. He crosses his arms. Rias. Please, Issei, cooperate with me. Issei. Just don't take too long. Rias. Done. After helping Issei. Rias. There, you just have to wear it for today. Surziches. Knocks on the door, Issei Rias. Come in. Surziches. Am I interrupting something? Issei. What do you mean, interrupting? Surziches. I don't know, it's just that you two were in there for a while and I thought you were spending some affectionate time. Rias. Completely red, Nai-sama. Surziches. Oh, sorry, I came because I need Rias to come with me for a moment. Our mother wants to talk. Smiling, Rias. Ah, of course. Issei, please wait here. Issei. Sure, I'm not moving from here. With Rias and Surziches. Rias. Mother, what do you want to talk to me about? Then Alana. Well, Rias, the truth is I don't just want to talk to you, I also want to talk to Surziches. Surziches. About to close the door, me too. Then Alana. Yes, both of you, please take a seat. Serious face, Surziches. No matter how much time passes, I'm still afraid of that face. Gulping hard, then Alana. You see, I want to talk about the Sekiryuutei. Could you remind me of his name? Rias. You're talking about Issei. Then Alana. Issei, I remember now. You see, his father was initially somewhat annoyed by Surzich's decision and by you for supporting him, but over time that anger faded and began to transform into joy as the fight between him and Razor progressed, since he started to become interested in the boy's powers and abilities. Surziches. If something caught Dad's attention, then it means Issei is on the right track. Then Alana. Which is why we want to meet him today and talk together as if we were a family. I want you to bring your wife and son, Surziches, please. Surziches. They're already here. Then Alana. Perfect, now Rias, I need you to do me the favor of going to Issei and bringing him back for the start of the party. Rias. Of course. To the room where Issei is. Rias. Opens the door, Issei, I'm already Akeno. Issei Akeno. Rias. An. They were kissing Rias. Akeno, I know you're also his partner, but you shouldn't go too far. Akeno. There's nothing wrong with it, I was just spending quality time with Issei. Smiling and hugging him, Rias. Issei, could you explain why you let him kiss you? Arms crossed, Issei. Ah, well, Akeno is also my partner, so I didn't see anything wrong with it. Rias. Well, that makes a little sense. I just hope you don't cross the line. Akeno. I'm not promising anything. Well, Issei, I have to go get ready for the party. Gives him a kiss and leaves, Issei. Good thing my suit didn't get wrinkled. Rias. Issei, I'm just asking you to please not let him get away with it so much. Issei. I'll try. Rias. Thank you. She hugs him and kisses him on the cheek. I want things to take their time with us. After all, there's no rush. Issei. You're right, but I think it's time for you to get ready for the party. Rias. That's right. I still have some time. I'll see you downstairs, Issei. No problem. Issei, sure. I'll take a short walk in the garden. I'll see you in a bit. He goes out to the Gremory mansion's courtyard. Issei. Now that I think about it, it's a pretty peaceful day. No problems, no demons to defeat. It's simply perfect. He sits on the grass and observes the scenery. Sits next to him. Am I interrupting? Issei. Oh, of course not. I don't mind at all. This scenery is quite beautiful. She makes a frame with her hands, pointing to the sky. You know, every place has its special things, and this is one of them. Issei. Because of its beauty, right? Exactly, someday I'd like to paint a huge picture, one that looks so realistic that people would mistake it for something real. Issei. You want to be a painter? Not everyone was born to fight. Some of us prefer peace and quiet. Issei. You're right about that. Well, I have to go. I'm a bit busy right now, although it was quite a friendly chat. Issei. Of course, it's good to relax once in a while. See you soon, Issei, walking towards the horizon and then disappearing, Issei. Wait, I never told her my name. Ah, this world is getting crazier and crazier, no doubt about it. Checks his watch and realizes the party is about to start, damn, I'm late. Rias is probably going to explode. Runs towards the mansion, inside the Gremory mansion, main hall, at the start of the party. Issei. Ah, I did it. I managed to get in, although they almost closed the door on me. Rias. Here you are. She approaches him, we've been looking for you. Come on, first they're going to take some pictures of the whole entourage. Issei. Sure. Then Alana. All the guests have arrived. We apologize for the delay, but we're ready for the photos. Akeno. You're finally here, Issei. Come stand next to me. Issei. Oh, sure. After all the photos. Then Alana. Now that the photo sessions are over, let the celebration begin. Narrator's POV. At the party, many things could be seen. It was quite an elegant party, there were well-decorated tables, honored guests like the Mass and some other high-class demons. In addition, Issei began to receive marriage proposals from some demons who wanted to see their daughter married to the Sekiryuutei, but Rias and Akeno destroyed them without asking. At the end of the party, only the servants and the Gremory family remained in the mansion. Meanwhile, in Ria's father's living room, a certain situation unfolded. Issei's POV knocks on the door, Lord G. Come in. Issei, did you summon me, sir? Lord G. Ah, Sekiryuutei, please come in. Stands up from his chair, please have a seat. Issei. Ah, of course. Sits in a chair facing a desk, Lord G. Could you remind me how old you are? While opening a small drawer under the desk, Issei. I'm 17. Lord G. Ah, the same age as Rias. Takes out a bottle of wine, do you drink? Issei. I used to smoke. Lord G. Oh, I also have cigarettes. Issei. I used to, but not anymore. Lord G. That's alright. You know, the first time I tried a little alcohol was when I was 15. Issei. Well, not me yet, and I'm taking it easy for now. Lord G. Normally, when I summon someone, they get very nervous, as if I were going to kill them, and I have to admit that sometimes it's fun, but from what I can see, you're quite calm. He pours himself a glass of wine. Issei. I'm someone who doesn't let himself be intimidated. Lord G. I like that, self-confidence. He takes a sip of wine. To be honest, the first time I saw you, I didn't find anything special, but when I saw your fight with Razor, I saw several pretty impressive things. Like that lightning attack, for example. Issei. Ah, you mean electrifying tactics, Lord G. Yes, I'd never seen anything like it and it was quite a clever technique. Is it the most powerful one you have? Issei. No, it's number 3. Lord G. So you still have 2 aces up your sleeve, huh? Issei. You could say that. Lord G. Well, seeing your current level, I even think you can defeat Sekiryuutei, but I'll tell you right away why I've called you. Issei. I hope this isn't an impossible mission, Lord G. I want you to protect Rias at all costs, even if it means giving your life. I ask you to do it. Issei. Huh? Lord G. I won't lie to you. I've seen how Rias sees you, and it's clear you're important to her. But if any kind of threat tries to harm her in the future, I want to make sure you're willing to give your life for her. Issei. I promise. He cuts his hand with a small knife and extends his hand. Lord G. A man's promise. I like that. He cuts himself with the same knife and shakes Issei's hand. Issei. Trust me. I'm willing to die for her and for anyone else. Lord G. Your strength and your confidence are your greatest assets. Don't waste them. You may leave. Issei. Sure. See you later. Issei leaves the room. Lord G. That kid is incredible. He looks at his hand and smiles, then turns around and looks at the moon through a window. That kid's got guts, I have to admit. I think I should go to sleep too. He leaves the room and turns off the lights. Meanwhile, with Issei, in Ria's room. Issei. He opens the door and sees Rias asleep. I'm pretty sleepy too. He takes off his shirt and lies down on the bed, then hugs Rias. I'll keep my promise, I swear. He falls asleep. The strange enmity. Narrator Pav. A certain brunette can be seen walking through the city at 4 p.m. until he enters a supermarket. Once inside, he starts buying some food and sweets. After paying for everything, as he leaves the supermarket, a girl bumps his shoulder. Issei. Sorry, I wasn't looking where I was going. Oh, don't worry, me neither. Bye. Issei turns around but then doesn't feel his phone, could it be? Turns in the direction the girl was and sees that she has his phone in her hand. Hey. The plan is going perfectly, starts running, and Issei follows her. Issei. Damn, she's really fast, narrator Pav. Both ran a few blocks ahead and in an alley, the girl turned around, followed by Issei. But when Issei entered the alley, he couldn't see anyone, so just as he was about to turn around, the same girl fell behind him and grabbed him by the neck, throwing him into some kind of portal before entering herself. Issei's Pav, what the hell? Where am I supposed to be? Here's your cell phone. It was just enough to get you to come. She throws it to him and Issei catches it. Issei. Boosted gear, look, I don't know who you are, but I'm sure you're not an ordinary human. Well, for now I just have to call several people. Many people dressed in a rather peculiar way appear on either side of her. Issei. The hero faction. There are too many of them. You know what to do. They all rush towards Issei, but he starts firing several dragon shot until someone arrives covered in white armor and they stop. Issei. This day is getting weirder and weirder. Could it be their leader? You always have to arrive at the last minute, don't you, Volley? Volley. Well, you know I always try to be punctual, but I never manage it. At least you arrived. I already brought our guest. Volley. Oh, I forgot. Hello Sekiryuutei. Issei. That's the Hakuryuku armor. You finally show up. Volley. Sorry for the delay, but our first meeting had to be something special. But don't think I don't know everything you've done. Issei. You mean the fight with Razor? Volley. No, I mean all the Hakuryuku you've defeated. Issei. I suppose Albion told you. Volley. Yes, he told me everything, but to avoid repeating the same mistakes as the previous wielders, I investigated what happened and what their errors were. This is a lot of talk. Didn't they just kill each other already? Volley. You always ruin the most interesting moments, why don't you show your true form? Issei. If this keeps up, I might get away with it and not have to resort to fighting. I didn't think it was necessary. Volley. Come on, do it, what's the worst that could happen? Fine. A grey cloud covers her and a woman appears. N.A. The one from the cover, Issei. You, I feel like I know you. Of course, idiot. Don't you remember me? Issei. Come on, Issei, something tells me you've seen her before, but where? I'll just say one word. Compassion. Issei. Compassion. Volley. This has to be a joke, right? I thought it would be a keyword. It is. Issei. Compassion, compassion, I've got it. Flashback. Ancient Egypt, 12:30 AM, 3 years ago. Issei. Ah, I'm so cold. The nights here are so cold and dark, but I should have reached a village a long time ago. I guess I got lost. Arrives in a kind of carriage, but with camels. Hey, are you lost? Issei. Yes, could you help me? Sure, where do you want to go? Issei. Well, to this place. Shows her a small map with an X on a mountain. You want to go to the Devil's Path. I know where it is. I can take you if you want, because there's still a long way to go, and besides, I'm going there too. Issei. Okay. Gets into the carriage. What's your name? Erica. Erica, and you? Issei. My name is Issei. Nice to meet you. Present time. Issei. I remember you now. At that time, I didn't know you were a fallen angel. Erica. Well, now you remember. Issei. It's good to see you again, even though we're not on the same side. Volley. Well, now, Sekiryuutei, I need you to see an image. Issei. I feel like this is going to get ugly. Volley. Do you remember? A completely white suit of armor is shown with 2 people in its hands and a child on the floor bleeding. Issei. Where did you get that? Volley. Relax, it's just a Issei. Appears in front of Volley and starts to suffocate them, narrator's POV. Issei grabs Volley with his right hand and begins to choke him, but Erica intervenes, grabbing him from behind. A dark aura envelops Issei's body, draining him of energy until he collapses to the ground. Volley lifts him and punches him in the stomach, then flies off, unleashing several electrified arrows. When Volley releases Issei, the arrows follow him and strike his body, causing excruciating pain and electrocuting him. As Issei falls, he tries to get up, but Volley lands on top of him. A sword-like weapon forms in Volley's right hand, and just as Volley is about to kill Issei, Erica creates a spear and throws it at Volley, striking him in the shoulder and causing him to fall beside Issei. No one's POV. Volley. What are you doing? Erica. This wasn't the plan. I won't let you kill him. Volley. Stands up, you're just delaying the inevitable. Leaves, Erica. Then I'll delay it forever. I'll destroy society, but not him. Goodbye, Issei. It was good to see you again. Disappears in a puff of smoke. Issei. Wakes up. Yeah, I got a few bumps and bruises. Everything's empty. I'd better get going. Leaves and appears at the supermarket. Well, now I'll go home. Issei's house, 7 PM. Issei. Ah, how did she get that picture? No one else was supposed to have it except us. Irina. Hi Issei, I came to visit you since it's been a while. Issei. Hi Irina, you know, I'm a little tired and I think I need to sleep a bit. Today was a bit of a difficult day. Irina. Don't worry, I'm a little tired too. I'll stay here for the night, okay? Issei. Sure. Irina. Good night Issei. She kisses him on the cheek and lies down on the couch. Issei. I'm not going to let you sleep there. You're my guest, so you'll sleep in my room. I'll sleep here. Irina. Well, I'm not moving from here. Issei. Oh yeah? Well, neither am I. He lies down next to Irina. Irina. You know, I'm a little cold. Issei. He hugs her. Not anymore. Irina. Not anymore Issei. I'll have to gather everyone together. Things are about to get very ugly. If anyone gets hold of a photo and knows what to do with it, it will be the end of us all, and I won't allow that. Reunions, 1. Narrator's POV. The Sekiryuutei can be seen climbing a snow-covered mountain. At one point, he stops and takes out a small piece of paper with a map-like outline. Issei's POV. Issei. If I look closely at the map, I think I should head to the right now, although I can't see anything on that side. Well, I'll have to follow the instructions. He continues walking and 5 minutes later speaks with Drake. Issei. Hey Drake, are you sure we're going to the right place? Drake. It should be. This is where he lives or lived, unless he left. Issei. I've been walking for a long time and I still don't see the torches. Do you think they went out? Drake. I doubt it. They're ancient torches. They should have been burning for more than 20 years and not even half that time has passed. Issei. Okay, I'll have to keep going. It would be easier to contact him, but I feel better talking to him in person. Drake. And there are still 5 more people besides him. Issei. Don't remind me, this is going to be a very long journey. Narrator's POV. After that conversation, Issei continued walking for a while longer until he finally found some enormous torches and entered a secret village far removed from any other civilization. Nobody's POV. Issei. Finally, although now that I look at it closely, it looks a little different. Drake. Yes, it looks much more alive. Issei. Besides, there are many more people. Now to find Daiki. A woman with loose black hair, white skin, and dressed in a white and blue kimono approaches him. Excuse me, are you looking for the priest? Issei. I don't know, I'm looking for someone named Daiki, a man with black hair with a blue streak, a little shorter and thinner than me. If you're talking about our priest, if you want to see him, I can take you to him. Issei. Please. So he became a priest, huh? Aina. Ah, let me introduce myself. I'm Aina. Issei. My name is Issei. Aina. Okay, follow me, Issei-san. Hachikuri Temple, 2 p.m. Aina. Here's the priest. If you need anything else, I'm usually at the bazaar right behind the temple. It was a pleasure meeting you. Goodbye. Issei. Likewise. Enters the temple, wow, it's very nicely decorated, but I need to talk to Daiki. Sees a person in a robe and approaches them, excuse me, do you know where the priest is? Oh, he's upstairs. It's the first door on the left. Issei. Thank you. Goes upstairs and knocks on the door, Daiki. Come in. How can I help you? While flipping through a notebook without looking at Issei. Well, first I'd like to receive a little more attention, Daiki. Daiki. That voice Issei. Looks up and sees Issei, oh, it's been a while. Stands up and shakes his hand, I didn't think you'd come. Issei. I see you finally fulfilled your dream. Daiki. Yes, I can help the people of the village. How can I help you? Issei. We all need to get together without exception. Daiki. What happened now? Issei. It's the photo. There's another copy. Daiki. What? You have to be lying. Issei. I would never play with something like that. Daiki. But we were supposed to burn all the copies. It shouldn't be possible. Issei. Well, it seems someone managed to get a copy or something, but the problem is Daiki. If that image has the code and someone knows what to do with it Issei. It'll be the end. That's why I want you to help me gather everyone I gave a copy of the photo to and meet somewhere to figure out what to do. Daiki. Okay, there were 7 of us in total, including you. Now there are only 5 more to find. Issei. Do you know the location of some of them? Daiki. Yes, I have the location of 2 people. Issei. Good, then I'll go after the other 3. Who are they? Daiki. I have the location of the twins, June and Asa. Issei. That's cheating since they both live in the same place. Daiki. You didn't specify. Smiling, Issei. Okay, then I'll go after the others. Daiki. Alright, where should we meet? Issei. Do you remember the last place we all met? Daiki. Of course, on Mount Aruma. Issei. Well then, it'll be there. When you find the twins, head straight to the mountain. I'll probably arrive later, but wait for us there. Daiki. Okay, Issei. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. He gives him a small blue sphere. It's not much, but I'd like you to have it. Issei. What am I supposed to do with it? Daiki. Eat it. Issei. You're kidding, right? Daiki. No, I'm not. Issei. Ah, okay. He swallows the sphere. I don't feel anything new, just a somewhat strange taste. Daiki. Wait a bit. Issei. I still don't notice anything strange. Daiki. Why don't you take a closer look at someone? Issei. Oh, Aina, can you come here? Aina. How can I help you, Issei-san? Issei. Just don't move. He starts staring at her intently and in a moment he can see her veins, joints and heart. What is this? Daiki. I see it's working now. That sphere lets you see most of a person's immune system. You can even see if there are people behind a wall because of it. Issei. Oh, I see. Thank you very much, Daiki. And thank you too, Aina. Aina. You're welcome. Issei. But how do I stop seeing like that? Daiki. It's simple, just concentrate, close your eyes and don't think about anything. When you open them again, you should see normally. Issei. I'll try it. He does what Daiki said. If it works, well, it's time for me to go. Daiki. Of course, I'll just take care of a few things and go find you all. Issei. Well, see you later, Daiki and Aina. Aina. Is he leaving the village, priest? Daiki. It'll only be for a while. I'm going to my office. He enters the temple. Aina. Well, I think I'll go back to work too. Issei. Well, first I'll go to Chiasa's. She's the closest, but first I'll go back home and let everyone know. Reunions, too. Narrator Pa flashback. Haidu residence, Issei, 4 years old. A being about 2 meters tall can be seen, with a wide helmet covering its face and armor of the same color. On the ground, a small child can be seen bleeding profusely as it tries to approach 2 other people who are also on the ground. Nobody Pav. Stop right there, kid. Don't you dare move again. Issei. Stay away from them. Don't hurt them. They don't deserve it. Do you think I care what they deserve? He slaps him and he falls to the ground. Issei. Gets up, you're a monster. We didn't do anything to you, but still, you're still trying to take them away. While crying, walks up to Issei and grabs his shirt so they look each other in the eyes. Do you really think I feel even a little bit of pity and will let them live? I don't care about them in the slightest. Issei. What do you want in return? What are you saying? Issei. Take my life if you want, but don't hurt them, please. You're quite mature for your age, kid. Are you willing to give anything for them? Issei. Yes. This kid is crazy, but not that I care. Well then, I want to see something in you. Issei. What? Pain and suffering, releases Issei and approaches his parents, grabbing each of them with a hand, have produced a rather strange child, but this ends here. Issei. Wait, don't do it. Death has no justification, child. You'd better turn around. Issei. No. Grabs S foot. Squeezes Issei's parents' necks until their heads explode. Issei. Dad, mom, why them and not me? Releases the parents' lifeless bodies. Your time hasn't come yet. I'll come for you in 10 years, don't say I didn't warn you. Disappears. Issei. Dad, mom, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. While crying, I was so weak and I couldn't, while wiping away his tears, protect you, I really hope you'll forgive me. Stands between their bodies and makes them hug him. I'm so sorry. Present day, Gremory residence, bathrooms. Issei. Come on, puts a hand to the back of his neck, I shouldn't think about that. Gets up and leaves the bathroom with a towel covering his private area. It's been so long, why now? Kaneko. Who are you talking to, Issei senpai? Issei. Oh, no one, Kaneko. I was just thinking about something. Kaneko. Rias-sama says you can go to the main hall after you change. Issei. Sure, thanks Kaneko. He pats her head. Kaneko. You're welcome. She leaves with Rias. Issei. Enters his room. I haven't told them yet that I'm leaving for a while to look for the others, although I don't think they'll mind. In the main hall. Everyone. What? Issei. You can't even break the news without them taking it the wrong way, Draug. You too, when you're about to break the news you soften the blow, you don't hit them full force. Issei. I think you're right, Draug. Rias. What do you mean you're leaving? Issei. Well, something important came up and I have to go. Ravel. And may I ask where you're going, Issei-sama? Issei. Well, not really, but I'll tell you when I get back. Akeno. I'm going to have less time with Issei. She approaches him and whispers, when you return I'll make up for lost time. Rias. Akeno. Yes, I hope nothing happens to you on your trip, Issei. She kisses him on the cheek. Issei. Well, if anything comes up, don't hesitate to contact me. I might also talk to you on the trip. Kaneko. Don't be too long, Issei-senpai. Issei. Of course. He leaves through the door. Drake. Well, we'd better fly. Issei. Let's go. He spreads his wings and takes flight. We have to go to Chiasa. Drake. The good thing about this is that we get along well with the people in the village where she lives. Issei. You say that because Drake. Yes, because of the other person. I think the people there hate us. Issei. We might have caused them trouble, but I don't think they still hold a grudge. Drake. But well, there's nothing to worry about. After all, it'll be the last one we go for, right? Issei. The way things are going, I'm afraid so, but now let's go for Chiasa. Drake. Well, I'm going to sleep for a while, see you later. Issei. Okay, Drake. Asgard. Issei. We finally arrived, although we had to teleport with a little help, but here we are. Drake. It looks more modern, some things just advance too fast. Issei. You say that because you're already an old man. Drake. Hey, a little more respect. Issei. Sorry. Drake. Well, we'd better look for her so we don't waste any more time. Issei. Sure, but if I'm not mistaken, she lived around where was it? Drake. You'd better look for her because I don't remember. Issei. It's too big a place to find just one person. Drake. I only remember one thing, it was the biggest house I've ever been in. Issei. I think I remember now. Thanks for the stupidest clue I've ever been given. Drake. How ungrateful. Issei. Well, I'll go see if I'm not mistaken. Chiasa's house. Chiasa. It's strange that someone would come at this hour. She goes and opens the door. What's Issei? Hello, I see you haven't changed much. Chiasa. Issei. It's been a long time since I've seen you, and of course I've changed, I'm not a child anymore. Issei. Well, your blonde hair is still the same, and your height, well, you don't look very tall, your eyes still have the same green glow. Chiasa. Stop making fun of me, but there is something that has changed a lot. Issei. You don't have to say it, it's obvious. Her breasts grew a lot, they are even bigger than Rias. Chiasa. My minced, what were you thinking, Issei? Issei. Yes, your minced, that's what I meant. Scratching his head and smiling, Drake. Ha, and you call me an idiot, Issei. Shut up, Chiasa. Ah, come in. Issei. I hope I'm not interrupting. Enters the house, Chiasa. Oh, of course not, what brings you here, Issei? Issei. Unfortunately, there's trouble. Someone found a copy of the photo. Chiasa. What, Issei? Are you sure? Issei. Yes, and it's very likely they also have the code to release it. Chiasa. Hugs him, how are you? Issei. Chiasa. Chiasa. Be honest. I still remember what you went through the day that photo was taken. You remember, right? Issei. Yes, I still forget it. We're not here to talk about me, but Chiasa. Issei, you were just a child that day. You lost the people you loved most. If you want to cry, do it. You don't have to hold it back. Issei. It's just they didn't deserve it. Shedding a few tears, I was so weak that day, and they paid for it. Chiasa. Don't say that, Issei. You were just a child. Tell me, how were you supposed to face someone who could still kill us? Issei. I wish you were here. I know it's a selfish wish, but I really need you. Chiasa. Of course you need you, Issei, but you're okay. You have us. We'll never abandon you. She lowers Issei's face so they look into each other's eyes. Issei. Thank you so much. Chiasa. She wipes away his tears and smiles. Issei. You know, you've changed in another way too. You've become much more beautiful. He smiles. Chiasa, thank you, Issei. Dreg. You've taken too long, just kiss her already, don't play coy, Issei. Shut up, Dreg, laughing inwardly, Chiasa. Issei, moves closer, Issei. Moves closer too, kisses her, and puts his hands on Chiasa's waist while she puts hers on his shoulders, Dreg. They've been kissing for like 5 minutes now, it would be bad if someone told the others when I get back, it would be a shame, smiling wickedly, I'm going to get back at you for all the pranks you've played on me, Issei. Chiasa. Issei. I say. Okay, you know I wouldn't have done this with someone I didn't love. Chiasa. Me neither. I guess we'll go get the others, right? Issei. Yes. Chiasa. Well, I'll come with you, Issei. I want to spend a little more time with you now. Issei. Okay, I guess I'll wait for you outside. Chiasa. I'd just like to stay today, and I also wanted to invite you to lunch. Issei. It's good to rest sometimes. Reunions, 3. Narrator Pav. Issei and Chiasa are seen at the gates of heaven. They are about to enter, but no one's Pav. Guard. Halt. What do you want? Issei. We're here to find someone. Guard. You can't just walk in. Who are you looking for and why? Issei. I'm looking for the angel Hiroko. Guard. Why? Issei. It's a secret. Guard. Well, you can't enter unless you're accompanied by another angel. Chiasa. Ha, please let us in. Guard. I already said no, so you'd better leave. Chiasa. We're going to have to find an angel who can help us. Do you know anyone, Issei? Issei. Talking on the phone, hey, Irina, I need you to do me a small favor. Irina. Sure, Issei, what do you need? Issei. Could you come to heaven and help me get in? Irina. Why do you want to go to heaven, Issei? Are you thinking of becoming an angel? Issei. No, it's just that I have to talk to someone about something very important and the guard won't let me in. Irina. Sure, I'll be right there. Ends the call, Chiasa. Who were you talking to, Issei? Issei. Oh, a friend who's an angel. She says she's on her way. Chiasa. That's great, that way we won't be long. 10 minutes later. Irina. Okay, hi Issei, and excuse me, who are you? Chiasa. Oh, sorry, my name is Chiasa. Gives a small bow, I'm an Asgardian. Irina. Nice to meet you. My name is Irina, and I've been friends with Issei since we were about 6 years old. Issei, thanks for coming, Irina. I hope we don't cause any trouble. Irina. Don't worry, if you come with me, they won't say anything. Honey. Irina. And where are we going? Issei. Well, I've come to find a friend. Chiasa. I've kept in touch with Hiroko. She still lives in the same place, she's just remodeled it a bit. Issei. Well, let's go find her. Hiroko's house, front door. Issei. Just a little, huh? Will Michael pay them for the missions the angels do? Chiasa. Hiroko-san. It's me, Chiasa. We've come to visit. Irina. It would be better to ring the doorbell. I don't think she'll hear you in such a big house. Issei. Don't worry, she has very sharp hearing. If I hear her, I'm sure of it. Arms crossed 10 minutes later. Issei. What could she be doing? Chiasa. That's strange. She's never taken this long before. How much time has passed? Irina. It's been 10 minutes already. Chiasa. I thought it would take longer. When I come to visit her, it takes an hour to get out. Issei. An hour? I don't plan on spending that much time here. Let's see what she's doing. He closes his eyes for 5 seconds, then opens them to see the veins, joints, heart, ligaments, etc. of people. Let's see what she's doing. He spots a figure coming down the stairs. Oh, here she comes. Hiroko. Opens the door. Chiasa, who's with you? Issei. Me and another friend who's also an angel. Hiroko. Hello Issei. It's been quite a while, about 4 or 5 years, right? Issei. I think so, about 4 years. Hiroko. I suppose the visit must be for an important matter, but first, come in. Inside the house. Issei. Chiasa, you said you only remodeled it a little, not that you completely changed it. Hiroko. I didn't do it all at once. It went on for years, and since Chiasa and I get together quite often, I don't think she'll notice much. Irina. Wow, what a big house. I've never seen anything like it. Hiroko. Thanks. Smiling and scratching the back of her neck, Irina. Oh, sorry, my name is Irina. Extends her hand, smiling falsely, Hiroko. My name is Hiroko, nice to meet you. They shake hands, but both smile in a peculiar way. Issei. I don't think they're going to get along very well. What are they thinking about? Drake. A fight between women, partner. They're attacking each other without saying a word. Issei. Now I see why they say women are among the most fearsome beings. Drake. You can say that again. Issei. Hiroko, I'd like to tell you Hiroko. Unshakes her hand and looks at Issei. I already know, Issei. Daiki already told me. Issei. Oh, that's great. Then I should ask you to go to the mountain with Chiasa, to Mount Aruma. We'll all meet there. Hiroko. Okay, I suppose we'll cause trouble if too many of us go because of the cat. Issei. When you put it that way, it sounds bad. Hiroko. It's alright, Issei, don't worry. If you need anything, we're here to support you. After all, gives him a quick hug, we're all friends, right? Issei. Yes, and the same goes for you. If you ever need anything, just call me. Hiroko. Sure, although now that I look at you properly, you seem much older. Issei. Well, we all grew up. Hiroko. Yes, but we're the same age, and I only come up to your nose. Issei. You're not that short, just look at Chiasa. Chiasa. Hey, I heard that, pouting. Hiroko. Issei. Hahaha. Irina. I didn't know Issei knew someone else who was also an angel, but it's okay, I don't think she has feelings for Issei. Hiroko. Well, we're leaving. See you there, Issei. She kisses him on the cheek. Irina. I take it back. Issei. I still have to find her. Underworld, location unknown. Issei. This is where I last saw her. Walking through an old neighborhood. Drake. Well, it looks worse than before, and not the place, but the looks on their faces. Issei. I knew they were still angry. Drake. We almost destroyed their home, but at least we were able to stop the guy. Issei. Well, for now I need to focus on finding her. Drake. Hey Issei, I have to tell you something. It seems strange to me that right now two of our greatest enemies are starting to reappear. Issei. You're right, and I don't think it's a coincidence. There must be someone behind this. Drake. If they're dangerous on their own, together they'd be unstoppable, and you're a target for both of them. Issei. We'll have to train hard to stop them both. I hope it's just a coincidence. Drake. You said it, partner, you said it. Issei. But for now, we must focus on what's most important. We must find Kuroka. Drake. But we haven't even eaten. Issei. Do you think they'll let us into some place to eat? Drake. Maybe, look, there's a bar over there. Issei. Drake, we said eat. Drake. They must sell food too, I don't think they only sell beer. Issei. Okay, let's go in. At the bar. Issei. Everyone stares at him, I knew it wasn't a good idea. Guy 1. Well, look who we have here, if it isn't the same bastard who almost destroyed our village 4 years ago. Guy 2. How dare you come back here, you imbecile. Guy 3. If you don't leave here, we'll all kill you. 10 more guys get up. Issei. I just came to get something to eat, I don't want this to end in a fight. Guy 11. And we didn't want anyone from here to die. Issei. It was an accident, I was trying to help. Everyone. You can have our help. Narrator's POV. Everyone ran towards Issei at the same time. He simply activated his boosted gear and launched a small dragon shot, defeating 5 guys. Then, two appeared behind him and grabbed his arms, while the rest started punching him in the stomach. Issei bit the hand of one of the guys holding him and managed to free his right arm, using it to punch the other guy. Then, he created a mini explosion, defeating all the guys. Nobody's POV. Issei. Do you sell food here too? Owner. Yes, what would you like to order? Shows him a small menu card. Issei. Sits at a counter. I'd like a hamburger and a soda. Owner. Okay, I'll bring it right away. Could you clear all the guys out? They're just in the way. Issei. Yes. Outside the bar. Issei. Okay, we've eaten. Now we have to find Kuroka. Drake. I don't know if you noticed, but it's already night. Issei. Then I'll have to stay in a hotel. Drake. Are there any hotels around here? Issei. Oh, something like that. He walks for several minutes until he finds a hotel. Drake. I see one. Issei. Yeah, I saw it too. He opens the door and goes in. Receptionist. I already told you we can't let you stay here. We've helped you for a long time and you haven't been able to pay, so please leave. But it's the only place where I can sleep comfortably. Receptionist. I'm sorry, it's the owner's orders. Issei. Poor thing. He realizes she's a Nekomata because a black tail is sticking out of her dress. Kuroka. Kuroka. Who's talking to me? She turns around. And who are you? Points at him. Issei. It's me, Issei. Kuroka. Issei, what are you doing here? A somewhat cold tone. Issei. I came to find you. How much do you owe? Kuroka. I'm not going to let you pay. Looks down. Issei. Approaches. Fine, I'll pay whatever it takes. Receptionist. Well, that would be about, calculating, 30,000 yen. Issei. Takes out his wallet and puts it on the counter. Keep the change and give me a room. Receptionist. Here's the room key and your wallet. Issei. Thank you. Kuroka. You shouldn't have done that. Looking away. Issei. Kuroka, I want to talk to you. Kuroka. I'm sorry, Issei, but things aren't the same anymore. She tries to leave, but Issei stops her and picks her up. Issei. Well then, we have a lot to talk about. He goes upstairs to the room. Kuroka. Please let me go, Issei. I'm bad for you. You suffered a lot because of me, and I wouldn't want you to go through that again. Issei. Hey, without you, I'd be dead. Don't say that because it's not true. Kuroka. You always try to make me feel better. Smiling, but are you really okay? Issei. Of course. I promised I'd come back for you. Right now, I'm not going to make the same mistakes I made in the past. Kuroka. Hugs him, you were always an idiot, my idiot. Smiling, Issei. About that, well, Kuroka. Looks him in the eyes. What's wrong? Issei. I'm in a relationship with two people. Nervously, Kuroka. Puts on a serious face. Who's the bitch? Issei. Relax, Kuroka. I'm in a relationship with Rias Gremory. Kuroka. I don't care that she's the Demon King's sister when I see her. Issei. Calm down, Kuroka. You know dragons can have multiple partners at once. Kuroka. It's not like she's just a kid compared to Issei. Kisses her. Kuroka. Responds and throws herself on the bed. Issei. Stops the kiss. It's okay. Kuroka. Oh no, right now I'm much more active. She kisses him again, but this time it was a more passionate kiss and she presses her body against Issei's. Issei. Wait, Kuroka, we haven't talked yet. Pry. Kuroka. Kisses him again and starts taking off his shirt. We can talk tomorrow, now focus on me. Smiling, Issei. What am I about to do? Dreg. Have hex. Issei. Don't say it like that, Dreg. I'm just telling the truth. Reunions, 4/5 lemon. Narrator's POV. A Nekomata and a brunette are seen in a hotel bed, showing each other a lot of affection. Kuroka's POV pulls away from the kiss. Wait, Issei, be a little more patient. Issei. Oh no, I'm not going to wait any longer. You started this, so, he starts kissing her neck and leaves two hickeys. Kuroka. Issei, please give me a minute, breathless. Issei. You weren't like this before. In fact, it's strange to see this side of you, but you know, he leans closer to one of her Nekomata ears. I love it, and gives one of her ears a light bite. Lemon skipped. Issei. He covers them with a blanket and hugs her. Good night. Kuroka. Good night. They fall asleep while hugging each other. Reunions, 5/5. Narrator's POV. A young priest is seen approaching a fairly populated city. As he walks through the city, he takes some photos and stops at tourist spots to learn a bit about the culture. Nobody's POV. Daiki. Who would have thought the culture here is quite different? Although, well, we're quite far removed from other civilizations. Waitress. Excuse me, are you ready to order? Daiki. Oh, yes, sorry, I was thinking out loud while scratching his head. Could I have a strawberry milkshake with a strawberry ice cream, please? Waitress. Of course, your order will be ready in a moment. Daiki. I forgot I'm in a maid restaurant. I heard they were quite popular, but I didn't think it was this popular. He looks around and sees that the place is packed. Boy. Pulls on the sleeve of his shirt. Excuse me, sir, where is the bathroom? Daiki. Huh? Where's the bathroom? I sees a small sign indicating the bathroom. Look, do you see the sign? Pointing, boy. Yes. Daiki. Well, follow the signs and you'll get to the bathroom. Boy. Thank you very much. Gives a small bow and leaves. Daiki. Kids are sometimes so cute. Waitress, here's your order, sir. Placing the items on the table. Daiki. With stars in his eyes. It looks delicious, thank you very much. Waitress. You're welcome, enjoy your meal. Leaves. 15 minutes later, outside a fairly ordinary house. 12:30 p.m. Daiki. Well, here it is. Rings the doorbell. June. Coming. Opens the door. Daiki. Daiki. Hi June, can I come in? June. Sure, come in. Moves aside slightly for him to enter. Issei. At the top, who is it? Oni-san. June. It's Daiki. Issei. Daiki-kun. June. The one and only. Issei. I didn't know you invited him. June. I didn't invite him, he just showed up. Daiki. That sounds bad when you put it that way. June. Turns to look at him, you never shaved your bangs. Laughing, Daiki. Not everyone is born with weird hair like you and your sister. June. Sits down at a table, what's wrong with us having green hair? Daiki. Nothing, it's just that sometimes it's kind of weird seeing you guys like that. Can you tell your sister to come downstairs? June. Sure, Issei, come here. Issei. Hi. 2 minutes later. Issei. What's up, Oni-san? Sits down in a chair next to his brother, June. Well, Daiki asked me to bring you downstairs. Daiki. You see, there was a problem. June. What did you do now? Daiki. You were the one getting into trouble, not me, but continuing according to Issei someone else has a copy of the photo. Issei. We're talking about the special photo. Daiki. Yes, the photo where Issei appears with that other guy and his dead parents are around them. June. And does it have the code? Daiki. We don't know yet, but if someone has the photo, it's very likely they also have the code. June. Holds his head, I don't understand. It's been several years since that incident. Why would someone suddenly come out with a copy of the photo now? Daiki. I don't know, but if the guy in the photo manages to escape, I don't think he'll be very happy to see us. June. Of course, we imprisoned him and abandoned him for life. Daiki. He deserves it. He did too much damage and almost killed us all, especially Issei. June. Besides, he murdered too many innocent people just to leave him in our memory. Daiki. You still dream about it? June. Don't you? I can't forget it, the screams, the tears, Issei's crying. Daiki. Hi, I still remember it sometimes, but he's better now, or so it seems. Issei. Why? June. What's wrong, Issei? Issei. Why now? We were just recovering from this and he comes back. What if he tries to kill us again? What if he tortures Issei again? What if June? Issei, calm down. Issei. How do you expect me to calm down? I keep replaying that scene night after night. Flashback. Issei, 14 years old, Devil's Path. Issei. Standing in front of several people lying on the ground, bleeding and unable to move, is that all, Issei? Issei. Of course not, just as injured as the others, with his balance breaker activated, but some parts destroyed. If you move, I'll have mercy on you, though it won't be the same for the others, creating a blue flame in his hand. Issei. Grabs his left arm, screw your words, I'm not moving a single finger from here. I'll protect them all. Why go to such lengths for them? I mean, they're nothing compared to you or me. He walks slowly towards Issei. Issei. There's a difference between you and me. He spits out a little blood. I actually have feelings, and I'm not a machine of destruction, so I'm not going to let you kill anyone else. Really? Laughing, Issei. You'll have to go through me if you want to kill them. Less than 1 meter away from Issei, narrator's POV. Issei tries to hit. But he just stops the blow and twists Issei's wrist so badly it breaks. Issei screams in pain, but grabs him by the face and lifts him slightly, slamming him hard against the ground, causing bloody stones to fly up. Nobody's POV. Everyone. Stop. Releases Issei and approaches them, are you willing to give your lives for that wretch? Everyone. Of course. Well, I don't care. I don't need anything from you. He's the one I need. Although I could have a little fun with him. Appears in front of Issei and grabs his face again, dragging him to a very sharp rock. This is personal, kid. Narrator's POV. He slams Issei's chest into the rock, causing a lot of blood to gush out and spill everywhere. Then he grabs another large rock and places it right under Issei's head, then stomps hard, breaking the rock and leaving Issei almost unconscious. Nobody's POV. This is quite fun, but I don't have much time, so, removes Issei's body and drags him again, this time to a sort of four rings. Issei. You'll never win. Eyes almost completely closed and mouth covered in blood. Oh, I'm not looking for any victory. I just want you to stay here forever so you'll see what it's really like to suffer without being able to do anything. Starts placing the rings on Issei's wrists and ankles, but when he's about to put the last one on, a small beam strikes his back. Damn kids. Issei grabs the last ring and puts it on his wrist, causing the others to automatically attach themselves to the remaining parts and place him where he was. Voice. Enter a code in 7 different places so that the rings can be opened at some point. If you don't, they can be destroyed by the person being imprisoned. You have 15 minutes to do so. What the hell? Uses all his strength but can't do anything. Issei. 7 places I know, goes to the others and asks each of them for a copy of a photo. Okay, that's 7 copies in total. Voice. The code must have a minimum of 5 digits. Issei. Okay, minimum 5 digits. 5 digits, seeing blurry and about to faint. Daiki. Issei, do you remember the date we met? On the floor, still unable to move due to the pain. Issei. Yes, writes the number. 12309, done. Voice. Verifying code accepted, activating imprisonment. You damn children. Start spitting blue fire from his mouth, but a kind of transparent sphere covers him. Issei. And now, burns all the photos. There's no way you can escape from here, this is over. I swear, you damned kid, if I manage to get out of here, you'd better hide because I won't show any mercy like this time. Issei. Yes, faints everyone. Issei. And flashback. Asa. He already suffered a lot with him, he almost died, and yet he still stood tall. Daiki. I know, I'm his friend and it hurt me to see him like that too, although he's okay now. June. So we'll meet up. Daiki. Yes, at Mount Aruma. I say we'll meet there. Asa. Okay, we'll get ready right now. What will we do? Chapter. Narrator Pav. A brunette can be seen with several people seated around a circular table. They are all quite tense about what might happen in the coming days, weeks, or months because of the appearance of a certain photograph. Nobody's Pav. Issei. Well, I suppose it's more than obvious why we're gathered here, right? Serious, June. We're all caught up on everything. Issei, although I would have liked to meet again in a more friendly setting. Gyasa. Unfortunately, things don't always go as planned. Asa. Well, if we focus on the problem we have to solve, it's obvious we can't do it alone. Issei. That's true. I feel like their aura has increased considerably in these last few months, leaving us far behind. Hiroko. I think it would be a good idea to tell the Mass and Michael-sama about this, as well as the fallen angels, so they can help us. Kuroka. That would be a good option, but we'd have to convince them. Gyasa. I don't think they'll refuse. After all, it could also result in the deaths of many angels, demons, and fallen angels alike. June. But we can't use that argument. It would look like we're threatening them. Hands behind head. Issei. Well, we'll just ask politely, and that's it, problem solved. Asa. You say that like it's taking candy from a baby. Daiki. Besides, we should inform them of everything, from what's happening now to what happened several years ago. Issei. I suppose that's the best option. After all, we'll need all the help we can get if we want to get out of this alive. Hiroko. So what should we do? Issei. For now, the best thing would be to train our bodies and abilities. Then we'll go and find help. June. If we don't prepare properly, we'll die, so Issei is right. Kuroka. But how much time do we have for that? I mean, we don't know much about the person who has the photo. Daiki. It's best if we make the most of our time, but continue with our daily lives. Asa. That's a good idea, but we should stay close to each other. What if he shows up and tries to kill someone? Gyasa. We hadn't considered that. We should at least have some effective way to communicate. Issei. June, Asa, and Daiki are the furthest apart. I think it's best if they don't go home for a while. Daiki. But I can't leave the village for too long. I mean, I'm the priest. Hiroka. Daiki-kun is right. What if June and Asa move to Daiki's village? Hiroko. That's not a bad idea. They wouldn't have any problem with that, right? June. Well, not really. I don't think it would affect us much. Asa. Well then, the plan for now is to train and continue with our normal lives, but we can't spend all our time just training. Issei. I know, we'll train for 2 months, and when that's over, we'll go and ask everyone for help. Gyasa. Sounds good, plus, if nothing happens, we could keep preparing. Daiki. It's a good plan, although we have to keep in mind that there are several conflicts you're involved in right now. Issei. Issei. What are you talking about? Daiki. I heard that you fought Razor Phoenix in a raiding game a while back, but before that, members of the hero faction attacked you both while you were traveling to Kyoto, am I right? Issei. You're not correct, but they haven't reappeared. June. Didn't you hear? Issei. What are you talking about? Asa. About 3 or 4 days ago, several members of the hero faction started attacking small villages in the underworld, along with what appeared to be the Hakuryuku armor. They said they were searching for the Sekiryuutei. Issei. Ah, more trouble. Crossing his arms, Kuroka. But I understand that the hero faction joined forces with the Cows Brigade and they've been assembling various groups. Issei. Right now. It seems like they're monitoring us. Chiasa. That's not all. Even some angels are secretly part of it, but obviously, that's treason. Issei. We have a lot of problems right now. Let's hope they don't all gang up on us. June. I suppose we've said everything we needed to say. Issei. Wait a moment, please. I'd like to ask you to please keep this a secret for now. If anyone else finds out, we could lose the trust of many people. Kuroka. I understand you want to tell everyone, very well, I don't see the problem. Daiki. Issei, do you mind if I stay at your house for a few days? Issei. No, why? Daiki. To give June and Asa time to pack their things so it's not so complicated for them to get here. Issei. Okay, no problem. Daiki. Besides, we could discuss more solutions. Issei. Okay, that's all for now, you know, it was nice seeing you all again, smiling. June. Don't get all sentimental. Issei. Shut up, smiling. Chiasa hugs him, group hug. Everyone. Hi. Everyone hugs, Issei. It's been too long, but I'm glad to know you're alright. Drake. You should take advantage of this peace, because it might end in the future. Issei. I know, Drake, and that's what I intend to do. Gremory residence, 6 p.m. Issei. Opens the door, well, this is where I'm staying for now. Daiki. So you're staying at the Gremory house. Kuroka. It looks quite cozy. Daiki. You still haven't said why you came. Kuroka. Isn't it obvious? Grabs Issei's arm and pulls him close, I'm going to be with Issei. Rias. I see you're back, notices, Akeno. Ara, Issei, who's the guest? Issei. Well, her name is Kuroka and this is Daiki. Could she stay for a while? Rias. Ah, I see. It'll only be for a while, then no problem. Smiling, Kuroka. You're misunderstanding. He'll only be staying for 2 days, and I'm staying forever. Pulls Issei's arm to her chest, Rias. Huh? Smiling falsely, by what right do you have that? Kuroka. Well, by the right that I was Issei's first time. Issei. Damn it. I'm already dead. Sees the others enter, did they hear? All. Issei, killer aura, Issei. God, I know you fought with that idiot Drake thousands of years ago, but have mercy on me. Kaneko. Nisan Kuroka. Oh, so these were the people you were staying with, Kaneko. You never told me. I was worried they were bad people. Kaneko. They're very good friends, but did I hear right? Kuroka. I suppose you already know each other, and yes, he was and will be the only one I'll have hex with. Smiling, Issei. Drake, I need a favor. Drake. I'm not. Issei. How can you not be, you idiot? You're inside me. Kaneko. I see. With a gloomy face, so Kuroka Nisan and Issei did perverted things. Kuroka. It's not right to show interest in your sister's hex life, Kaneko-chan. Issei. How can you say that so casually? Akeno. So it's true. Lightning bolts crackle in her hand, Issei. Hey Akeno, see can we talk about this? Taking a step back, everyone, except Akeno and Kuroka. You'll talk to us too. Killer aura, Kaneko. Nisan, I know you like doing this kind of thing, but why with him? Angry, Kuroka. Don't tell me, are you jealous? Kaneko. Oh, of course not. Blushing, how could I be jealous of that? Looking away, Kuroka. You could have told me. I can share Issei with you since you're my cute little sister. Issei. Am I an object now? Kaneko. And no thanks, I'd better go. Leaves in her Nekomata form, Kuroka. Whatever you say, Naya. Issei. Naya. Ravel. Issei-sen, you deserve a good punishment. Issei. I know, Niels, I'll do whatever each of you asks. Everyone. Silence, Daiki. You know what, I'd better go. I'll find a hotel where I can stay. I'd rather stay alive, leaves, Kuroka. That's great, hugs him, let's have another round, licking Issei's ear. Kaneko. That's a good proposal. Kuroka. Didn't you leave? Kaneko. I was just kidding. Turning around, Issei. What are you saying, girls? All. Okay. Issei. I'm saved. Drake. You surprised me. Even I didn't think of that. Issei. You say that like it happened to you. Drake. Oh, of course not. Warning. Well, first of all, don't worry, this isn't bad news. I'm not going to give any bad news about this story. In fact, I'm quite happy that it's getting so much support and I'm truly grateful. There won't be any changes to the story itself. Everything will continue as it is now. I'll keep uploading chapters more frequently since before it took me about a month and the story has a long way to go, so there's plenty of story left. This announcement is mainly about the very near future. I started writing a high school DxD fanfic, which isn't this one, and everything was fine. When I finished that story, I still had the idea of writing more DxD fanfics, and so I did. I'm really happy with these stories, but here comes the but I also want to write fanfics of other anime, since I don't just want to write DxD fanfics. I know there are people who only write fanfiction about something because they love the series, and if that's the case, good for them. They're doing what they love and other people are doing it too, so everyone benefits. But that's not my case. I'm the kind of person who keeps a lot of things bottled up in my head and can't let them out. That is, every time I think of an idea, it gets stuck in my mind until I do it. There are many ideas I've discarded, mostly because they were just fleeting thoughts, but they stay with me. So, for a while now I've been watching some good anime series. In fact, if you know of any anime you like, I'd love for you to recommend them. When I created this Wattpad profile, I put in the description that I started with DxD fanfics, but over time I'd write about other things, since I wouldn't feel comfortable writing only one thing. That's how I feel from my perspective, and that's what I'll do. I had planned to let you know beforehand, but I told myself, if we're going to write a story, we have to do it right, not just wing it. We have to research to know how to develop it and come up with ideas so the story has some originality. Because that's what fanfics are about. Changing some things from stories, in this case, anime, and giving them a personal touch that other people and writers might like. So I just waited a while and looked up a few interesting facts about the series, rewatched it to catch up, and right now you might be thinking, so just tell us what anime it is, right? The anime in this case is Boku no Pico v na, just kidding, I'm not that obsessed nor do I want to be, I'm only 14. The anime is Boku no Hero Academia. Many people like this anime, many others don't, but personally, I like it quite a lot. And yes, I plan to write a fanfic of this story very soon, or several, but this doesn't mean I'm going to completely abandon DxD, of course not, since I started with this series and grew fond of it. It will be more like a breath of fresh air and new ideas. I will continue writing DxD fanfics, but in the future. Right now, I'm concentrating on this story, but to surpass myself, I also want to write a My Hero Academia fanfic, obviously with differences, and I'll add some things I would have liked to see happen. The DxD stories will be, so to speak, on rest, but they won't disappear. If you like this idea and would like to see the My Hero Academia story I'll be writing very soon, then thank you. And if you say, I'll only read the DxD fics, that's fine too. Well, thank you so much for reading these fics. Honestly, I hadn't planned on my stories getting more than 1,000 or 2,000 reads. In fact, it seemed like too much and I thought people wouldn't like them because they were a bit cliché. But you all proved me wrong, and I loved that. Accumulated stress, cap. Narrator's POV. The days had passed, but they hadn't been too complicated for the brunette since he trained for most of the day, had to go to school to study, and look for information about Volley and the Cows Brigade and what they were planning. Besides that, he also had to keep secret the problem that was weighing him down the most, which was keeping most of what he did from the girls a secret. Some understood why Issei acted this way in the first few days, but then they started to get a little annoyed because the brunette hardly paid them any attention anymore, and that's why now the brunette is seen on his knees on the ground while most of the girls are in front of him. Nobody's POV. Rias. Issei, we know there are several problems right now and all that, but we'd also like you to spend some time with us. Kuroka. You don't even pay attention to us like you used to. Ravel. You just say hi and most of the time you leave. Kaneko. We're supposed to be your comrades, right? Irina. This might be a difficult time, but you should talk to us too. Issei. I know and I'm sorry, but things have changed quite a bit lately. I barely have time to sleep anymore. Rias. So we're the last thing on your list of priorities? Angrily, Issei. No, of course not. You're all very important to me, just like everyone else. That's why I'm doing this. Bakeno. Are you saying the best thing for us is to separate from you, Issei? Kaneko. Because if that's what you want, we can. Issei. No. You're a huge support to me. I couldn't continue with this complicated lifestyle for much longer. Ravel. And why don't you tell us what's bothering you so much? Issei. I can't. He lowers his head. I'm sorry. Rias. It's always like this, don't you ever think that others have problems too, and that sometimes we need help from the ones we love most, Issei. Crying, Issei. What the hell am I doing? Rias. Please say something. Issei. I'm doing it for Akeno. For us. Well, you're doing it wrong, Issei. Kuroka. It's best to end this conversation here. Hugs Rias, let's go. Issei. Girls drag. I'm sorry, partner. They might not understand, but you're doing it for their own good. Issei. I'm starting to doubt that. Gets up and goes to his room, drag. I know it's complicated, but there are always problems, and we should try to solve them in the best way possible, partner. Issei. And am I doing it in the best way? Drag. I think you're doing the right thing. Issei, thanks drag. Drag. You're welcome, partner. It's best if we get some rest. Issei. Hi. Narrator's POV. Days passed, and most of the girls were quite angry. When Issei was near them, they would distance themselves. The only people the brunette spoke to were Surziches, Kiba, and Daiki, on the phone with a ladder. One day, Ria's father asked Issei to talk to him because he saw his daughter was quite sad. Nobody's POV. Rias. Okay, girls, let's cast a spell so we can hear what's going on. All. Yes. Gremory office. Ria's father. Issei, I'm going to be honest with you. These last few days, I've noticed most of the girls are different, and you too. Issei. Yes. Ria's father. Look, I want to tell you that we're family and we support each other. That's why I don't want to see my daughter like this. You're hurting her. Issei. It's always me, isn't it? Ria's father. What do you mean? Issei. I'm always the problem. I mean, I love each and every one of them equally. They're all incredible and beautiful people, but I'm always the one who's the problem. I can't lean on anyone because they just say I'm always thinking about that. And how can I not think about that when a psychopathic killer who wanted to murder me as a child could return and finish what he tried to do long ago? Or how can I tell them that a super powerful evil entity wants to devour me from the inside and use my power to destroy reality? Or how can I tell them that an organization of idiots wants to kill not only me, but them too? On top of that, Drake's rival has appeared and he has the means to make everything go to hell. Rias. Issei. How am I supposed to deal with all of this right now? I have to train to become strong and protect them from anything happening to them, because if something happens to them, it would ruin my life. But if I'm not with them, they get angry, and I understand that, but I don't have the time right now. I'm looking to the future, a future where I can be at peace with them, but I just don't see it, and if I don't see it, I'll create it. I'm just a 17-year-old kid, how am I supposed to deal with all of this? Rias. That's what we're here for. Issei. I can't and shouldn't involve anyone else, but right now I need the help of thousands of people to put an end to this. Rias. She won't tell anyone else about this, don't worry. She puts her hand on Issei's shoulder. Issei. I'm fed up with this. He puts his hands to his face. Rias. Unfortunately, that's how problems are, and we have to deal with them head on. She removes her hands from Issei's face, but sees that his eyes have slanted. Issei. Rias. Issei. Yes, sorry. I'll go wash my face. He leaves the room. Rias. What was that supposed to be about? I'll go get Surziches. We need to go with someone. With the girls. Rias. Kuroka. Stands up, this isn't the time to go cry, but to go and support him. Kaneko. One-sama is right. With Ria's father. Ria's father. Surziches, we have to leave urgently. Surziches. What's wrong? Ria's father. It's Issei. Something's giving me a bad feeling. He has a very serious problem. Surziches. Shall we go to the dragons? Ria's father. Of course. Narrator's POV. After Surziches and Ria's father left, he explained the situation to her. On the way, he also told her that Issei's eyes had slit like a reptile's and had turned blood red. Once in the dragon's territory, they looked for one in particular. Nobody's POV. Tannen. What can I do for you, Mau? Surziches. Well, we believe Issei has a problem and we want to ask for your help. Tannen. What's wrong with the Sekiryuutei? Rias. Vera was talking to him and he seemed quite angry and sad at the same time, but when I put my hand on his shoulder, his eyes slanted like yours and turned blood red. Tannen. I see. He has too much accumulated stress. We dragons are beings accustomed to a lot of stress, but when it reaches its limits, we become extremely savage and aggressive. Surziches. But why the changes? Tannen. Being human and having a dragon inside you obviously causes changes. It would be best if you brought him here so he could relax and get rid of all his problems. Surziches. Okay, for how long? Tannen. About 2 or 3 weeks, or longer depending on how stressed he is. Surziches. Okay, we'll go get him. Narrator's POV. When they arrived at the house, they saw the brown-haired boy destroying some furniture and the girls chasing after him as he flew off to another room. Nobody's POV. Ria's princess. We have a big problem. Surziches. You can say that again. Narrator's POV. Capturing Issei was like trapping a specific bee in a hive full of them, but when they managed to catch him, they bound him with chains and cast a spell on them to make them stronger. The whole way there he tried to escape, but obviously he couldn't until they finally arrived. Nobody's POV. Surziches. Here he is. Tannen. Well, I think I'll take him now. He holds him in his hand. See you later. Rias, I'm sorry Issei. I didn't know how you were feeling. She lowers her head. Rias princess. Don't worry, he'll be fine. Kuroka. Ah, who am I going to sleep with now? Tannen. If you want, one of you can come, but only one. Issei. Ah. He bites Tannen's hand. Tannen. Decide quickly. Everyone. Rock, paper, scissors. Tannen. This has to be a joke, with a bead of sweat on his forehead, Ravel. I won. Everyone. Lucky me Tannen. Well then, hop on my shoulder. Ravel. Yes, flies to Tannen's shoulder, are the chains really necessary? Tannen. Do you think you can calm him down? Ravel. Put him to sleep, yes. Tannen. Okay, puts Issei on his shoulder, try it. Issei. Ah. They hold his head, huh? Ravel. Kneels down and lays his head in her lap while gently moving his hair with her hand. It's okay, Issei, everything's going to be alright. Issei. Huh? His eyes return to normal, Ravel. Falls asleep, Ravel. Don't worry, I'll be here, smiling. Tannen. Well, we're off. Surziches. Good luck and take good care of him, Ravel. Ravel. Yes. Issei. What's going to happen? An inappropriate rest. Narrator's POV. 2 days have passed since Issei arrived at Dragon Mountain. Being there, he was able to relax a bit more and stopped being so aggressive with everyone. The first day was mostly a short tour of the place and things of little importance. The second day they climbed the mountain without using their abilities to get some training, and when they managed to reach the top, they ate a dessert that Ravel had prepared. And finally, today we see the brown-haired boy lying on a couch inside a large cave with blankets and Ravel in his arms. Nobody's POV. Issei. I knew you'd be cold because of the weather, plus you wore pretty thin clothes yesterday, gently stroking her hair. Tannen. Ah, I see you're awake, notices that he's holding Ravel and isn't wearing a shirt. You're supposed to have come here to rest. Issei. Sleeping shirtless is a habit I have, besides, I'm wearing my perverted dragon pants. Tannen. Ah, whatever, you know what you're doing. I just came to tell you that if you want, you can go visit some kind of hot springs that are right in front of this mountain. Issei. I'll keep that in mind, thanks Tannen. Tannen. Don't worry, I'm a bit busy right now, so you'll have the place to yourselves all day. Issei. I understand. Tannen. Well, see you later. He leaves the cave. Issei. I really needed this rest. He puts his hands behind his head and lies down again. I felt like I wasn't the same anymore. Drake. I hope this doesn't affect your abilities, partner. Issei. Relax, Drake. It's only a week. It won't affect me much, in fact, I don't think it will. Drake. It's just that I'm somewhat used to the warrior lifestyle, and a week seems like too long to me. Issei. Since you're not the one taking the hits. Drake. But I give you my power, and that's exhausting too. Issei. Anyway, I stayed up pretty late last night, so I'm going to get some sleep, and you should do the same. Drake. Alright, see you later, partner. Issei. Starts to fall asleep but feels something move, Ravel. Ah, you're cold. See she's shivering a little. Drake. Is she sick? Issei. I don't know, but they say dragon wings are quite warm. Drake. Yes, males usually use them to keep their mates and young warm. Issei. You say that with a rather proud tone. You don't even have children. Drake. Yeah, I know, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm going back to sleep. Issei. Pulls her closer and takes out his dragon wings to wrap her up a little, but leaving her head uncovered, well, I hope that's enough. 3 hours later, Dragon Mountain, 11 AM. Ravel. Waking up, what time is it? Issei. Hugging her tighter, Ravel. Issei-sama, what are you doing? Issei. Ravel I love you, thank you for being with me, sleepily, Ravel. And no need to worry about that, Issei-sama I blushing, Issei. Licks her neck and puts his hands on her waist, Ravel. Issei. Issei. Opening his eyes, thank you, gives her a tender kiss. Ravel. What am I doing with Issei-sama? But remembering what he did for her, he was always so good to me. Issei. Pulls away and reacts, ah, sorry. I didn't mean any harm, I just, lifts his face, Ravel. It's alright, Issei-sama. Smiling, Tannen. Come out of the door, you lovebirds. Issei Ravel. Huh. Issei. How long have you been there? Tannen. More or less since you woke up. I came to tell you that the hot springs will only be available at night. Ravel. Hot springs. You have those here? Issei. You've never been to one before. Ravel. I've been to a few times, but never to a place like this. Tannen. These hot springs are natural, not like most of the ones in the underworld. Issei. How long have they been around? Tannen. According to some of the older dragons, there was a heavy rain one day, but it was very strange because for some reason it was only raining at the very top of the mountain. When they went to check, a pool had already been created with the rainwater and it was at a rather pleasant temperature. Issei. And it never happened again. Tannen. No, but we put a roof of stones over it and it's much better now. If you want to continue your amorous act, you can do it there. Issei. Ah, you always make people uncomfortable. Tannen. Well, without further ado, I'll take my leave. Dragon Mountain, 9 p.m. Issei. Ravel, I'm going to the hot springs. Are you coming? Ravel. I'll be there in a moment. Issei. Okay, I'll see you there. He walks to the hot springs. They're quite large. He goes in but puts a towel on his head. When I get there, Ravel, I'll have to use it. Cow. Amazing, isn't it, Sekiryuutei? Issei. What the hell? He gets up and sees a black-haired man with a cane. Hey, who are you? Cow. Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Cow, while putting on his clothes, and I've come for you, Sekiryuutei. Issei. I'm sorry, but I'm resting right now. He activates his boosted gear. So I'm going to ask you to leave. Cow. I thought you'd be more polite. What a disappointment. Although, it would be a shame if something happened to the youngest daughter of the Phoenix clan, wouldn't it? Issei. Ravel puts on her underwear and pants in 2 seconds and runs quickly to the entrance of the hot springs. Cow. Well, it worked, appears in front of him and hits him with his staff. You know, you always have a tendency to worry about others and that's a disadvantage in combat. Although, I suppose her virginity is more precious to you than your own life. Issei. Get out of the way. I won't let them lay a finger on her. Starting to get angry, Cow. I told my men they could have their fun with her if they wanted before they killed her, so I suppose that will be their fun. He falls for the trap. Issei. I see lies in your words and your gaze. Ravel is safe and you're the only one here, right? Cow. Congratulations, clapping. I see you rushed into things at first, but you took the time to think. I'm not that kind of person, smiling. Issei. You know, I don't find this funny at all. Cow. You're not just to me, but to many of the members. But we can't cause a scene here, so, a magic circle appears beneath them, we'll have to go somewhere else. Dragon Mountain, 30 kilometers away, 9:15 p.m. Issei. No more tricks, a one-on-one fight. Cow. Very well, I like the idea. Shall we begin? Narrator's POV. Issei fired a dragon shot at Cow's feet, but Cow leaped back and struck the rocks with his staff, turning them into projectiles that hit Issei in the chest. He then appeared in front of him, but Issei grabbed him by the collar of his outfit and threw him to the ground, firing another dragon shot. However, Cow appeared behind him and struck him with his staff on the back of the neck, then on his leg, and finally unleashed a flurry of attacks to the chest, leaving Issei somewhat sore. Narrator POV. Cow. I thought you were more than just brute force, or is it because you're very stressed? Issei. Maybe, appears in front of him and punches him in the stomach followed by another, but this one is blocked by the staff. Cow. Calm down, Sekiryuutei, right now we just have to wait. He spins around and hits him in the face with his staff, then uses it to propel himself forward and kick Issei in the chest. Issei. Enough games. Narrator POV. Issei blocked an attack from Cow that was aimed at his chest with his right arm, and with the other he slammed the ground hard, causing several stones to fly out and Cow to back away. Then Issei started doing several boosts but Cow tried to stop him by throwing his staff, which embedded itself in his shoulder, but without phasing him in the slightest. Then Cow appeared behind Issei, but without turning around, he delivered a powerful kick to his stomach, sending him stumbling backward. He then grabbed Cow's staff and threw it, but Cow caught it in midair. Issei took advantage of this and created an explosion right in front of him, causing a large cloud of smoke. Issei's POV, erg, 2 against 1, that's unfair. Arthur. Sorry, let me introduce myself. My name is Arthur, and I can't let this go unpunished. Cow. Don't you think you took a while? Arthur. I'm sorry, but I'm always solving your problems, so I think I deserve a break. Issei. Have you finished your coffee yet? Arthur. Oh, I'm sorry. Cow is a bit impulsive sometimes, so I'll have to ask you to calm down. Issei. I know they're henchmen. Do you really think I'll let my guard down? Arthur. Well, I tried to do it the easy way, but it just can't be done. Draws a sword. Issei. An Excalibur. Cow. Guess who? Are you right? Issei. Now you're a clown. Cow. You have no sense of humor. Arthur. Well, Sekiryuutei, this isn't personal, so no hard feelings. Issei. I hope so. Activating his balance breaker. Allies? Narrator Pav. 3 people can be seen atop a mountain. 2 of them have a few scratches but aren't seriously injured. All 3 are in fighting stances until one of them attacks the brown-haired man with his staff. Issei's Pav. Issei. Dodges, you still need more, huh? Cow. I'd like to be called the Dragon Slayer. Arthur. I'll only support you because we share the same goal. Issei. This is quite unfair, but no problem, I'll defeat you both. Arthur. This isn't personal, Sekiryuutei. Narrator Pav. The blonde man appeared behind the brown-haired man, sheathing his sword. As he did, a huge bloodstain appeared on Issei's chest, surprising him. But he received a blow to the leg with Kyoto's staff, followed by a kick to the face, leaving him on his knees. Then he stood up and quickly approached Arthur, ignoring Kyoto, but Arthur simply dodged the attack and drew his sword, sheathing it 2 seconds later and inflicting several cuts on Issei. Issei's Pav. What the heck is with that sword? Arthur. It's my best companion. It's quite fast and can easily surpass the vision of many beings, and I see you're one of them. Issei. A formidable rival. I like it. Cow. I'm here too. He throws his staff, but Issei deflects it with a blow and then fires a dragon shot at the ground, creating a cloud of smoke. Arthur. Simple. He runs quickly through the smoke cloud but is met with a punch to the face that he can't block. Issei. Good, that's more like it. He punches him in the stomach and then again in the face. Arthur. Strong and fast blows. Your fists are fearsome. Issei. Your sword too, but I wouldn't be the Sekiryuutei if I only had one trick. Arthur. Me too. Narrator Pav. The brown-haired boy was charging several boosts in his left arm, but he saw his enemy disappear into a kind of portal. Then, several more portals opened up around him, trapping him inside, even above and below him. Cow watched from afar and smiled, knowing what was about to happen. Issei tried to escape, but when he approached a portal, he received an electric shock, which surprised him. He was about to unleash an explosion, but he saw Arthur emerge from all the portals and inflict numerous cuts, leaving him completely covered in blood. Then, the portals vanished, revealing Arthur standing before Issei with his sword in his right hand. Narrator Pav. Issei. You surprised me. Holding his right arm, Arthur. It's not over yet. Sheathes his sword and cracks his knuckles, Issei. That's many more cuts than before begin to damage him, leaving him on the ground. Cow. It's Arthur's strongest ability. I received it once and couldn't get up for a week. Arthur. I did your job. You should thank me. Cow. You know I was just having fun with him. I wanted someone to hit me. Arthur. You always want a good rival. Issei. They haven't noticed yet. Drag. How many boosts have we done? Drag. About 200. Issei. Hey Cow, it might not be a hit, but I'm sure all 3 of us will end up unconscious. Cow. What are you saying? Issei. I just want to ask you something. How many kilometers can you run in 2 seconds? Arthur. Drawing his sword, Issei. I guess none, since I'm very slow. Electrifying tactics. Narrator Pav. The flash of red lightning was visible across an area of 15 kilometers, surprising all the dragons who were watching the spectacle from the mountain. Ravel also saw it and decided to go to the hot springs to check on Issei. Issei was unconscious on the ground next to Arthur and Cow when someone appeared and took them somewhere. No one's Pav. Unknown location, unknown time. Issei. Waking up, where am I supposed to be? Getting out of bed, ow. Noticing that most of his torso was covered in bandages, what happened next? Guard. So you're awake now. Follow me. Issei. Who are you? Guard. Just follow me, you have no right to ask questions. Leaving the room, Issei. Whatever, if he tries anything I'll kill him. Angry, narrator's Pav. Issei followed the guard down a fairly large hallway and right in front of him was a door. It looked like some kind of abandoned castle, but not too ugly, more like someone was rebuilding it. But when the guard opened the door, he could see many members of the Cows Brigade, along with Arthur and Cow. Nobody's Pav. Cow. Well, look who just arrived. Holding a wound on his abdomen, Arthur. It was your fault, you made me let my guard down. So it was him who made nice and faint. Issei. What am I doing here? Angry, Cow. Relax, we didn't bring you here. In fact, we woke up recently too. It was Office-sama. Issei. Office. Someone knocked him down and sat on his back. Office. I am Office, expressionlessly, and you are the Sekiryuutei. Issei. Get off my back, angrily. Office. I see you have accumulated stress, calm down, we won't hurt you. Issei. Fine, but get off my back. Office. Okay. Moving aside, Issei. Standing up, so, why did you bring me here? Office. Well, I'd like you to help me with something. On his shoulders, Issei. Really? Looking up at her, and what do you want me to help you with? Office. Well, I'd like you to assassinate the wielder of the Sekiryuutei. Issei. Did he do something to you? Office. Jumping off Issei's shoulders, well, he's been interfering with several of our plans, and it's annoying. I just want some peace and quiet. Issei. Well, you should send several of your henchmen. Why would I help someone who wants to kill me? Office. They want to kill you. I don't even care about you, but you have no choice but to help us. Issei. I'd rather leave. Turning around, Office. You don't understand. Appears in front of him, I wouldn't want to use a portion of my power to hurt you. Issei. Well then, step aside. Office. But I have no other choice. Using a tiny amount of power, she blasts Issei off, smashing through several walls. Issei. What power? Office. Appears in front of him, I wouldn't want to hurt one of my possessions. In fact, you're the most capable person here. Grabbing his chin, you were able to knock out two of my strongest allies. Issei. I don't care, closing his eyes. Office. Oh no, it's not time to rest. Right now, you belong to me, so you'll go with the blonde to gather information. Issei. The blonde. Unable to move. Office. She's Arthur's younger sister, her name is Lefei if I'm not mistaken. Come and introduce yourself. Lefei. Why yes, runs towards them but trips. Office. You shouldn't be afraid of me. I don't harm my allies or my belongings. In fact, I help them, just like I helped your brother. Lefei. I know that, I'm just a little nervous. Well, my name is Lefei Pendragon. Issei. Okay, slowly getting up and grabbing her shoulder. Office. Introduce yourself too. Issei. My name is Haidu. Issei. Nice to meet you, moving her aside and trying to head Office, but faints before he can reach her. Office. Well, hang on for a while. Cow, pick him up and take him to the couch so he can rest. I'll go and give a warning. Cow. I'm not your lackey like him. We're just allies. Office. I saved you from potentially dying in the cold, it's the least you could do. Leaving. Issei. I can still get up, I'm not weak. Barely able to stand. Office. Fine, then you'll come with me. Lefei. But he can barely stand. Office. It'll be very easy, I'll sit on his shoulders and transfer power to him so he can move. Issei. I have to get out of here as fast as possible. Office. Climbs onto his shoulders, let's give the warning. Issei. That was your name, right? Issei. Yes. Narrator's POV. The brunette went to a kind of abandoned mountain with Office, and once there, Office used a bit of her power to completely destroy it without any expression on her face. Afterward, they went to a kind of forest, and she spoke with what appeared to be a peasant, but obviously, she wouldn't deal with just anyone, though she decided not to ask. Narrator's POV. Issei. I want to go home. Office. You're already home because I'm your new master, so wherever I am will be your home. Issei. This will only last until I kill the Sekiryuutei. Office. I'll think about it. Issei. I can't refuse now, I don't have enough power to challenge her. Issei. Who was the peasant? Office. He just wanted me to do something and I owed him a favor. It was something simple, but I still told him he could ask me for a favor in the future. Issei. Hey, do you know of any being in completely white armor who's locked away somewhere? Office. Yes, that's why I want to kill the Sekiryuutei. He might have the code to free him. Issei. A common purpose. Office. Apparently, he has the code to free him, and if he does, he could even kill me. Issei. Then I have another reason to defeat him. Office. I know you defeated him, though I don't know how. Issei. Ah wait, what? Moving abruptly while flying. Office. Calm down, I won't tell anyone, though I was thinking of blackmailing you with it. Issei. Too honest. Office. The point is, he wasn't this powerful before, but he's been gathering an overwhelming amount of power, and I suppose it's to destroy everything, especially you. Issei. Then I want you to help me stop him. Office. If he breaks free, my help won't do you any good, so we'll have to stop the Sekiryuutei, since he doesn't know what he's doing. He thinks that by releasing him, he'll be a weapon he can use at his disposal. Issei. We'd better find out where he is, and fast. Office. Well, now go to the base. Issei. Ah, fine. Office. By the way, you're forbidden from leaving the base without me, understood? Issei. HMPH. Office. Creating power in her hand, understood? Issei. Ah, fine. Office. That's more like it. Now I'm going to sleep for a while. Lies down on her back, don't even think about going anywhere else. Issei. I hope they're alright at least. An ordinary day. Narrator's POV. Approximately 2 weeks have passed since the brunette's mysterious disappearance. The girls were alarmed, fearing he might have been kidnapped or blackmailed with threats against loved ones. They began searching not only in the underworld but also in heaven, even posting missing person flyers with his picture. However, nothing yielded results. One Saturday morning, the girls woke up feeling dejected, just as they had been since the incident. They didn't feel like doing anything, but they still had to continue with their duties to avoid further setbacks. They were all having breakfast in the Gremory family dining room when Surziches arrived with his father. Surziches. We know you're feeling down, but we'll have to attend a meeting to discuss several important matters, one of them being Issei's disappearance. Rias. It will be in 5 hours, so you'd better start preparing now. All. Yes. Kiba. What could have happened to you, Issei? Looking out a window, Cow Brigade Base, 11 a.m. Issei. Waking up, it's been 2 weeks already. I'm sure they've searched everywhere. Office. I see you're awake. Yawning, Issei. Are you in my bed again? Office. You're finally considering this place your home. Issei. Not that I have a choice. Why are you always here? Office. For 2 reasons. The first and most important is this. Because I want to be here, and the second is because you're the most loyal servant I have. Issei. I'm only doing this so I can go home someday. Looking away, Office. It seems you didn't understand. Giving him a light tap on the head, wherever I am will be your home since I am your mistress. Issei. There are many servants stronger than me. Office. Perhaps, but you haven't yet discovered your full potential, and I'm going to help you. Issei. You're just using me. Office. No, unlike the others, whom I am using, I'm not using you. I've given you a lot of freedom. Issei. Really? Office. Of course, but obviously don't expect things like leaving here without me. You'll never be allowed to do that. Issei. I hope this ends soon. Office. Well, I'll go to the mountain to look for some ingredients. Issei. Okay. Office. Remember that the barrier is in place, preventing you from leaving. Don't try it again. Disappears, Issei. I'd better get something to do while I wait for her. Narrator's POV. Issei left the room and observed the members of the KG the Cows Brigade, or most of them, were out, some sharpening swords and weapons, while others were constructing buildings. Apparently, they wanted to turn this into a sort of village. The chestnut-haired boy didn't get along well or badly with the members. In fact, the only ones he spoke to were Office, Cao Cao, Arthur, and LaFay. He spoke a little more with LaFay, since despite being in one of the most wanted terrorist groups, her personality was completely different from what one might expect. She was sweet and gentle, somewhat shy, and worried about him and his brother. She even watched him train. In fact, he considered her the only friend he had here who hadn't been forced to be. Narrator's POV. Issei. I'd better get in shape. I don't want to rust. LaFay. Issei-san, I wanted to know if I could train magic with you, since the others are a bit afraid of the spells I cast. Issei. Sure, no problem. Let's just go to the courtyard. LaFay. Okay, smiling, Issei. They walk to the courtyard. Well, LaFay, what do you want to practice? LaFay. It's a spell I don't control very well, so if it gets out of control, I want you to defeat it, please. Issei. Okay, LaFay, seeing her saying some things in a low voice, nothing happened. LaFay. And there. Narrator's POV. An enormous stone golem emerged from the ground. Its height was astonishing, and one could feel an incredible power emanating from it. When Issei saw it, he smiled, but he was surprised when the golem attacked him, burying him in the ground. LaFay tried to stop it, but it didn't respond to her commands. She was about to fire a fire spell when she saw a red beam pierce the golem's body, making it disappear. Nobody's POV. Issei. Standing up, that took me by surprise. Part of his clothing is torn. LaFay. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Bowing deeply, Issei. Don't worry. Patting her head, I'm fine. Nothing bad happened. LaFay. I see. Well, at least I'll fix your clothes. Issei. Okay. Takes off his shirt first, right? LaFay. Yes. Takes it and gets some water, Issei. So you know how to sew. LaFay. It was a hobby I had as a child. Even though I practiced magic, it helped me de-stress. Issei. I see. Could you teach me? LaFay. Why are you interested in learning? Issei. Well, my clothes usually get torn, so I'd like to learn how to sew to repair them. LaFay. Oh, I see. Well then, here's the water, and I'll tell you step by step. Issei. Okay. 30 minutes later. Issei. It's more complicated than it looks, but at least I'm done. LaFay. Well, you're just getting started, Issei. Office. Oh, here they are at the door. I'm hungry, Issei. Do you know how to cook? Issei. Yes. Office. Very good. I hope I know what you're cooking. Could you cook something? Issei. Okay, heading to the kitchen. Well, let's surprise them. LaFay. Can I watch you cook? Issei. Sure, no problem, putting a kind of towel on his head. Well, let's get started. 30 minutes later. LaFay. Issei, I think you should have made a little less. Issei. Well, office has quite a big appetite, so I tried to do as much as I could. LaFay. Hey, I'd like you to teach me how to cook. I want to be able to do it myself, clasping her hands. Issei. Sure, but let's take the food to them, goes with the others carrying several large plates. Ready. Office. Stars in her eyes, a buffet. Issei. It'll be the only time I cook, so enjoy it. Office. Oh, you'll be cooking more from now on. The fish and boar meat look delicious. Arthur. I'm surprised to see you can cook quite well. This soup tastes pretty good, a bitterness that's just right for the palate. Cow. Well, I want to try the kebabs. Issei. Yeah, whatever you say. Shall we go, LaFay? LaFay. Yes. They go to the kitchen, cow. Damn, I'm starting to wish he'd stay here with his food. Taking a bite, Arthur. I'm surprised. I didn't think it would be this good. Cow. Hey, now that I think about it, he and LaFay have been pretty close lately, don't you think? Gently bumping Arthur's shoulder, Arthur. What are you implying? Cow. No, nothing, don't worry, it was just an opinion. Arthur. That's not true, she's just teaching him to cook, you can see from here. Turning to look at them, Issei. Wait, you have to do it this way. Stands behind her and holds her hands, you have to turn around slowly. LaFay. Oh, I see. It's a bit confusing, but you teach well. Smiling at him, Issei. Thanks. Back with Arthur. Cow. They just get along well. Arthur. Shut up. Taking a sip of his tea, she decides who she's going to be with, not me. Cow. So you accept that you already have a brother-in-law, congratulations. Patting him on the back, Arthur. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Cow. You have no idea. Office. If I'm not mistaken, I heard that several factions are having a meeting here in the underworld today. It would be good to go and take a look around to see what they're talking about. With Issei and LaFay. LaFay. Issei, I'd like to ask you something. Issei. What is it? LaFay. How are you feeling here? I mean, you're forced to live with us. Sadly, Issei. To be honest, at first it frustrated me, but now I've been putting it aside a bit and seeing it as a kind of dormitory. I don't know if I'll be here forever, but I have to get used to it. LaFay. I suppose it must feel awful to be forced to stay here, locked up and without the chance to go out on your own and see the people you love. Issei. A little. LaFay. So I'll make sure you're at least somewhat happy here, for as long as it lasts, or if this lasts forever. Smiling, Issei. Thank you very much. Hugging her, LaFay. You're welcome, Issei. Hugging back with Office. Office. Get ready, we're leaving in a few hours. Cow. Where are we going? Office. We're going to pay a little visit to the factions. Arthur. I think this is going to get ugly. At the reunion. Narrator's POV. Several hours had passed and finally, the four factions gathered in the underworld. Everyone was somewhat tense, especially the girls, because there might be many points of disagreement and much at stake regarding Issei. Nobody's POV. Surziches. First of all, thank you for attending and deciding that this would be the meeting place. As you know, we must discuss several important matters. Auden. I see that the Red Dragon Emperor is still missing. I would like to offer some support to help you find him. Azazel. You know, we didn't just gather for the Red Dragon Emperor. I don't even know him. Michael. Even though he's not here and we haven't met him in person, we should gather information. After all, he doesn't belong to any faction. Surziches. But he's engaged to my sister. Azazel. And from what I've heard, also to Akeno, and she's half fallen. Brachial. Is that true, Akeno? Beside her, Akeno. Yes, and I think you should be standing next to Azazel-sama instead of me. Brachial. Walks over and stands next to Azazel. Auden. I want to sign the peace treaty. Things have been getting rather tense these last few days, and I think we could use a little help. Azazel. You mean the Cows Brigade, old man? I think you should be more worried about your son, Loki. Auden. He won't cause any trouble. Right now, he's imprisoned deep within Asgard with no way out. Michael. That's good to know, though I hope he doesn't try to cause Ragnarok again. Surziches. Auden, you're a powerful ally, but sometimes I feel like you don't take these matters very seriously and don't contribute much. Rossweisse. Excuse me, Mayu, but Auden can't only look out for others. We also have many matters to consider. Seraphol. We understand that, but at least we should have a hierarchy of importance in Asgard, and I'm sure we're among the least irrelevant. Auden. Of course not, we're the second most important, but I'm getting old and sometimes I need to rest. Surziches. Ah, alright, sorry for getting like that. Serafo. We'll see. Sona. Ah, someone stop her, embarrassed, Michael. If we keep causing problems among ourselves, we won't reach any agreement. Azazel. I agree with Michael. None of us have many troops and we can't sacrifice our own. This will benefit us all. Michael. Although we must distribute things fairly. Help isn't just in war, but also in other tasks. Auden. Like what? Surziches. I already spoke with Michael about this and it could be information, trade, materials, and other things. Serafol. Like some kind of old-fashioned trading. Azazel. Something like that. Office. Appears in front of everyone with her team, I see you all get along quite well. Cow cow. Here you all are gathered, the atmosphere feels good. Arthur. Stop joking around. Issei. Let's get this over with quickly. Girls. Issei. Office. Be quiet, you're hurting my ears. Surziches. Stands up from his chair, Issei, what are you doing with them? Issei, not that I want to. Looking at the ground, Azazel. So the Red Dragon Emperor is under the orders of the Infinity Dragon, who would have thought? Office. Do you have a problem with that, you bird brain? Creating infinity power in her hand, Azazel. I was just saying. Rias. Come here, Issei. Extending his hand, Issei. Office. He's not going anywhere. Standing in front of him, I am his master, and he belongs to me. Expressionless, Auden. So the Sekiryuutei is working for the Cows Brigade now? Arthur. It's a sort of temporary truce we have. Issei. Being kidnapped isn't a truce. Cow cow. Hey, calm down. Remember, we're here for a common purpose. Akeno. What's Issei talking about? Issei. Walks until he's in front of the girls, but something stops him. You see, I just can't be here right now. She's too strong to defeat or even scratch. Office. You mean me? Issei. Yes girls, I'll be back eventually, you can be sure of that, but right now I can't. Office. Sits on top of him, when did I say you could go back to them? Rias. Issei doesn't belong to you. Creating the power of destruction in her hand, Office. He does belong to me. I am his master. Irina. You forced him. Office. Don't you all do the same? Arthur. Demons use human lives that are about to rest in peace to gain more troops. In theory, it's the same thing. Issei. I'm not an object. Cow cow. She treats you much better than she treats us. I don't know what you're complaining about. Issei. The fact that I simply don't want to be here. Irina, who is he? Whispering in her ear, Irina. He's Issei Zenobia. He's a childhood friend. Zenobia. Oh, the one you like. Irina. Covers her mouth, don't say it so loud. Zenobia. Removes Irina's hands, you have good taste. Issei. Office, you said we came about an important matter, not just to cause a commotion. Office. Oh, right, I want to propose something. I want you to help me find the hacker Yuku so I can assassinate him. Auden. Why do you want to assassinate him? Issei. He's doing a lot of stupid things right now. Arthur. He's trying to unleash a being that could kill us all if he wanted. In fact, his destructive power is comparable to Auden's Ragnarok. Rossweisse. That's impossible. Ragnarok means the end of time. Issei. That's why he's been accumulating too much power, and that's obviously not good. Zenobia. So you're Haidu, Issei. Standing in front of him, Issei. We're talking about something serious. Zenobia. This is serious too. You're coming back. Issei. I don't even know you. Besides, I would have confessed a long time ago if I could. Zenobia. Come closer to the barrier. I'll tell you something. Issei. Okay. Puts his ear to the barrier, Zenobia. Are you a virgin? Issei. What the hell is with that question? It's irrelevant. Zenobia. Answer me. Issei. No. Zenobia. Then I'll be the second. Issei. Are you feeling alright? Zenobia. Of course, I just wanted to let you know. Walking towards the girls, Issei. How strange, Office. Anyway, I've come to propose a truce until we catch Volley. What do you think? Serafol. Why would we trust you? Office. Maybe you don't trust me, but you do trust him. Pointing at Issei. Hey, you said you wouldn't use me like that. Office. It's the only thing I could do. Lefei. Issei, is this really okay? Issei. I don't know either. Let's just try to get used to it. Lefei. Okay. Office. What do you say? Rias. With several conditions. First, Issei will return home, his real home. Akeno. He will have the freedom he's always had. Ravel. And third, you will never force him to do anything again. Office. I accept the first and second. As your mistress, I will sometimes have to give you orders. Kuroka. Stop saying stupid things, Surziches. We accept. All. What? Serafol. If he's really as strong as they say, we won't be able to do it alone. We'll need as much help as possible. Office. And what do you say? Looking at Auden, Azazel, and Michael, the three. We accept. Office. Fine, but I'll also set a condition: I'm going to live with Issei. Narrator's Pav. And as promised, Office went to live with Issei and the girls, as well as LaFay. At first, Office argued with all the girls because she didn't even give the brunette any privacy. She slept in the same room as him, sat on him to eat or watch TV, and bathed with him, which angered them even more. But nowadays, she's only not with him when he bathes. Nobody's Pav. Issei. It was good to be back home, cooking some spaghetti with meatballs. It's been a long time since I felt this kind of tranquility. Greg. You call this peace and quiet? Issei. I'm somewhat relaxed, although Office is always asking for food. Dreg. You know, you should ask one of the girls for help. Issei. Well, LaFay was going to come, but she's taking a bath. Dreg. Is she the only one? Issei. We're taking turns cooking, and it's my turn today. Dreg. You've rested a lot these past few days. You should get back to training. Issei. I want to make up for lost time with them. In fact, I think it would be good to go somewhere with them. Dreg. Hey, now that I think about it, has the blue-haired girl come into your room again? Issei. She came back yesterday. Apparently, she wants to have powerful children or something. Dreg. Well, you should take better care of yourself. I'm going to sleep. See you later. Issei. Yeah, whatever you say. He continued cooking until he saw LaFay arrive. LaFay. You're not finished yet, are you? I want to help. Issei. You still want to learn? Well then, will you chop some chili, we'll add a spicy touch. LaFay. Okay. Issei. You should dry your hair. The heat might hurt. LaFay. Don't worry, I'm fine like this. Narrator's Pav. While the brunette and the retard were cooking, the rest of the girls were watching TV in the living room. Most of them were a little uncomfortable since they still weren't used to the presence of the gothic loli, although she didn't seem to care much. Rias decided to go to the table to set everything up since they were about to eat, and Akeno followed her. Returning to the kitchen, you can see LaFay cut herself a little with a knife. Narrator's Pav. LaFay. Ouch. Issei. What's wrong? Turning to look at her and turning off the pot, LaFay. It's just a small cut, although it stings a little. Issei. No problem. He approaches and puts a band-aid on her finger. There. LaFay. Thank you, Issei. You've always been very good to me. Smiling at him, Issei. Well, you also helped me when I was locked up in there, so it's the least I can do for you. LaFay. You don't have to thank me. Everyone has to live their life happily, right? Hugging him, Issei. You're right. Looking at her, LaFay. I'm so close to Issei, maybe if I get a little closer, just a little. Blushing, narrator's Pav. They had both brought their faces close and could feel each other's breath. LaFay was blushing deeply, and the brunette was simply letting himself go until their lips met in a tender kiss. LaFay was on her tiptoes to reach Issei, who held her by the waist. Although LaFay was nervous, she simply pressed her arms to his chest and let herself be carried away by the moment. The brunette enjoyed the kiss and felt the urge to do more, but decided to simply relax and continue. LaFay pulled back slightly and called his name, which made him kiss her again, a little more desperately, but with the same tenderness in the air. A minute passed before a noise was heard. Nobody's Pav. Kiba. Opening the door, Issei-kun, but seeing the scene, Issei. Breaking the kiss and looking at him, LaFay. Putting her face in Issei's chest because she was so red, Kiba. Sorry to interrupt, nervously, but Butchu says, is the food ready yet or is it still a while? Issei. It's ready, we're just going to serve it. Kiba. Okay, leaving, pretending not to have seen anything, LaFay. I'm sorry. Lowering her head, Issei. Don't worry, I was just taken aback by Kiba's appearance. In fact, I should be apologizing for kissing you. LaFay. No. I mean, if I let Issei kiss me it's because I like you, Issei, completely red, Issei. Well, embarrassed, what's wrong with me? I'm not usually like this. I like you too, LaFay. LaFay. Really? With tears in her eyes, Issei. Yes, I mean, I wouldn't have kissed anyone I didn't like. LaFay. Thank you. Hugs him, now let's go to the others. Issei. Yes. Dreg. Look who's getting sentimental, Issei. Shut up, I don't even know why I got nervous, narrator's Pav. After that scene, everyone was eating quite peacefully, although Kiba was sitting next to Issei, which created a somewhat strange atmosphere, and the girls noticed it, but let it go. A day passed, and night fell at the dorm, and the brunette could be seen doing his homework since he had been absent for 2 weeks. Nobody's Pav. Issei. It's a lot. Damn school, it seems they assign more work when you're absent. Drake. If they knew about us, I assure you they'd ask you for a 20-page or more research project about our lives. Issei. Your life is much more than a few pages, you're extremely old. Drake. Yes, but at least I don't get like this over a kiss. Issei. Are you going to keep going on about this? I'm telling you, I don't know what happened, I just felt different at that moment. Drake. Yes, whatever you keep doing. I'm going to sleep. See you later. Issei. Well, tomorrow's Monday. If I bring a prescription, maybe they'll give me some time to get everything they asked for. It's best to rest. He lies down on his bed. I've been doing homework for 7 hours. A nap wouldn't hurt. Next day, 6 a.m. Issei. I'm still so sleepy. What time is it? He tries to move but sees someone grab his arm. Akeno. Well, I was gone for a while, so I guess she was feeling a little sad. After all, I'm her partner. Smiling, Akeno. I see you're awake, Issei. Getting up, did you sleep well? Issei. Yes, and from what I can see, you did too. Akeno. I was quite comfortable. Wouldn't you like to stay like this a little longer? Stuck close to the brunette, Issei. Why now? It's not that I don't want to, but I have to finish this damn homework, although Issei doesn't react. I'm sorry, Akeno, but I have to finish my homework. Akeno. Oh, that's a shame, but then it'll have to be tonight. Issei. Sure, I could use some company. Akeno. Alright, see you later, Issei. Giving him a kiss on the cheek and leaving the room with a smile, Issei. Well, I'll have to do my homework and get ready for school. I'd better start right away. Vampires. Issei's pav. It's been a month since I returned home and things have changed a bit. Before, I didn't spend much time with Akeno and Rias, even though they were my fiancés. So, during these last few days, I've been strengthening my relationships not only with them, but with the other girls as well. I'm also getting along better with Azazel. I've also been training and looking for information on the whereabouts of that idiot Vali. Besides, I've been in contact with my old friends and they're doing quite well, which puts me more at ease. In fact, right now I'm lying on the couch and Rias is on top of me. I think the others went out to do some shopping and it's just the two of us. An important thing is that the people close to me already know everything that's been happening because I don't want to leave them unprotected and I want them to see that I trust them. Although they felt bad for me at first, they're fine now, or at least I think so. Nobody's pav. Issei. His cell phone rings and he answers, hello? Azazel. Oh, yes, it was your number. See, I told you. How was I supposed to know? Issei. How did you get my number, Azazel? Azazel. I asked Akeno for your number. You asked her? Azazel. Well, they asked her and then told me. Happy now, Brachial. Brachial. Yes. Issei. Well, and what do you need from me? Azazel. Oh, right. You see, I was recently looking for information about Vali to find out his whereabouts, and I was lucky enough to hear some vampires say that the Sekiryuutei had been in their country not long ago. Issei. Vampires. Azazel. That's right. They're also an important faction, and they gave me that information. I don't know if you want to go to their country to talk to their queen or look for him on your own. Issei. But wouldn't it be bad to just go there without any further information? Azazel. Don't worry about that, I'll make sure you get a proper welcome. Issei. Well then, I'll go, but please tell them I'm not going alone. Azazel. No way I'd let you go alone, I'm going too. Issei. I meant the girls, but whatever. Azazel. Oh, well, start packing your things while I sort things out with the vampires and then I'll come to your house. Issei. Okay, see you later, Azazel, hangs up. Rias. Did you find any information about him? Issei. Yes, apparently he's in vampire territory. I don't even remember anyone mentioning their existence. Rias. Then we'd better get ready, although we should wait for the others. Issei. I'll take a bath while I wait. Rias. Okay, gets up, I'll pack some bags in case we stay longer than expected. Issei. Sure. Narrator's pav. An hour passed, and the girls arrived at the house to find Issei and Rias eating, dressed in a somewhat elegant yet casual way, which struck them as odd, knowing that the brunette hated that kind of clothing. So, they left some bags on the sofa and approached them. Akeno. Hi Issei, giving him a kiss on the cheek. Why are you dressed like that? Issei. Not that I wanted to, closing his eyes. Rias. Issei, we have to make a good impression. Kuroka. On whom? Issei. We're going to see the vampires, so you'd better start packing. Office. Who gave you permission to go? Issei. Here we go, it's important. It has to do with Vali. Office. Okay, but I'm going with you. Issei. I figured as much. We'll be waiting for you here. 30 minutes later. Kaneko. And who exactly are we waiting for? Azazel. Emerges from a magic circle to me. Issei. You're here. Did you reach an agreement with the vampires? Azazel. Yes, I didn't have much trouble. In fact, they said they wanted to ask you something. Issei. What is it? Azazel. They didn't want to tell me. They wanted to do it in person and in private. Issei. Well, then we'll be going. Azazel. Wait, someone else is missing. Issei. Who? Zenobia. Hello. Opening the door, Issei. Zenobia. Zenobia. Did you miss me, Sekiryuutei? Approaching dangerously, Issei. What are you doing here? Zenobia. I come as an envoy from heaven and to see you again. Running her finger along Issei's chest, Rias. Enough already, it's time to go. Jealous, Azazel. You're not having it easy, Issei. Issei. Well, Azazel, let's go. Azazel. Of course, everyone stand beside me. Creating a teleportation circle, Issei. I need one of these. Arena. You don't know how to make a teleportation circle? Issei. Nope. Vampire territory, 2:30 p.m. Azazel. Welcome to what was it called again? I think it was Romania or something. Issei. You seem well informed. Azazel. Anyway, that's not important. Now, let's go to the Carmilla faction. Issei. Are they divided? Kiba. If I am not mistaken, I think it was the Carmilla and the Teeps families and each had several families within them. Issei. I see. Well, let's go. Carmilla Castle. Azazel. We have business to attend to with the queen. Vampire. Are you with the Sekiryuutei? Everyone. Yes. Vampire. Well, you'll be in the guest room while the Sekiryuutei accompanies me to the queen. Issei. But Rias. Alright, we came for the information, smiling. They also wanted to ask you something. Issei. Yes, not convinced. I'll follow you. Vampire. Very well, my companion will guide you. Azazel. I think I wasn't exaggerating about privacy. Narrator's POV. While Issei went with the queen of the Carmilla faction, the others, along with Azazel and Kiba, went to the guest room where they saw several vampires and sat on a large sofa to wait for the brunette. When the brunette arrived at what seemed to be a kind of giant room, he could see many vampires in a line, and at the end was a female vampire looking at him. Narrator's POV. Issei. Whispering, what do I do now? Don't worry, you don't have to be very formal, Sekiryuutei. Let me introduce myself. My name is Carmilla. Issei. Ah, I'm Haidu Issei, or the Sekiryuutei. Call me what you like. He gives a small bow. Carmilla. I'm glad you made it here without any trouble. People usually get lost. Issei. It wasn't too difficult, but I heard you wanted to talk to me about something. Carmilla. Oh, right. Please come. She sits on a sofa. Issei. Of course. He sits on the sofa opposite her. Carmilla. I don't know if you're very well informed, but right now we vampires are going through several problems. How should I put it? Issei. Are you also having problems with your kind? Carmilla. Why, excuse me for interrupting, Queen Carmilla, but are you really going to discuss such a delicate matter with someone we don't know? Carmilla. I have no problem discussing this with the Sekiryuutei. After all, he came to help us find Vali and bring him to justice. Issei. What the hell did you tell them, Azazel? Carmilla. Besides, he doesn't belong to any faction, as far as I understand, and I just want him to know this, since he could be a powerful ally. I'm sorry, Sekiryuutei, bowing his head. Issei. You don't have to act like that, waving his hands. I mean, I understand your distrust. After all, it's my first time here and you don't know much about me, so I understand you have your reasons. And please don't call me Sekiryuutei. It's awkward. Carmilla. So, shall we call you by your name? Issei. Please, the only one who wanted to be called that is the dragon inside me, but other than that, I prefer to be called by my name. Carmilla. Very well, Haidu Issei. And now that I think about it, you should introduce yourself, Elmenhold. Elmenhold. Alright, my name is Elmenhold Karnstein, and I'm a pureblood Campira from the Karnstein family and the Carmilla faction. Issei. What a long introduction, nice to meet you Elmenhold. Extending her hand, Elmenhold. Oh, of course. Shaking his hand and standing next to Carmilla. Carmilla. It's good that you mentioned pureblood. You see, right now there are very few pureblood vampires in existence. Most are hybrids between vampires and humans. Issei. A kind of transformation. Carmilla. I would call it reincarnation. The point is that even though there are few of us pureblood vampires, we are reincarnating several humans into vampires, which makes them half vampires. Our problem increased with the arrival of that Vali guy, since he killed not only half vampires, but also pureblood vampires. Issei. I see. That's why they want justice. Carmilla. Exactly, but we did have one survivor. He's currently in a coma, but before that happened, he said he looked strange. Issei. How so? Carmilla. He said a kind of black aura was running through his entire body and his eyes were starting to distort and that his companions were too, but in smaller numbers. Issei. Oh crap Carmilla. I wanted to ask if you'd heard anything about that and obviously ask for your help since we believe he's still nearby. Issei. Unfortunately, if it's what I think, we're at a disadvantage. What he has is some kind of malevolent entity that possesses people's bodies, giving them power in exchange for controlling them and using them for its own benefit. What makes me wonder is why him? Carmilla. That's a very serious problem, but why him? Issei. That entity only possesses people who have something important within them, like an incredible amount of power or something that can give it more power. That's all it lives for. Carmilla. From what I understand, he's strong, but there are much more powerful beings. Issei. Yes, I know that. Obviously, it's planning something, and even though it only looks like a black cloud of smoke, it can think for itself. Carmilla. So that means an alliance. Issei. I think so, but temporary, or we'll see. Carmilla. Very well, it will be a pleasure working with you, hi to Issei. Issei. Likewise. Face to face. Narrator Pav. The chestnut-haired boy had been in vampire territory for a month. At first, it took everyone a little while to adjust since they had different customs, but nothing too out of the ordinary. Everyone was doing their part to find Vali and stop him before he did something stupid and destroyed the world. Right now, our dear, somewhat perverted chestnut-haired boy was asleep next to a furry Nekomata on a sofa in Queen Carmilla's castle. Issei's Pav. Issei. Waking up, what time is it, Kaneko? Kaneko. Rubbing her eyes, I see Issei senpai is awake. Issei. Did something happen? Kaneko. No, it's just that I came to see you yesterday and you were asleep, so I stayed here. Issei. No problem, let's go join the others. They leave the room. Elemnald. Oh, Issei-sama is awake. Issei. Yes, but I want to talk to you and Carmilla about something important. Elmenhald. Our queen is currently bathing, so you'll have to wait a moment, please. Issei. Alright, I'll wait for you in the living room. 20 minutes later. Carmilla. Sorry I'm late, Issei-kun. What's wrong? Issei. Well, lately I've been working with Azazel to create something that could find Vali, and this is what we came up with. He shows a kind of clock, but larger. Elmenhald. What's this supposed to be? Issei. It's a tracker. You put in the DNA of the person you want to find and it tells you where they are instantly. In fact, we've already tested it. Carmilla. With whom? Issei. With Rias and me. But the thing is, it worked and I wanted to ask you if you have anything of Vali's, maybe his blood or hair. Elmenhald. Now that you mention it, some soldiers brought a vial of his blood. We were thinking of using it as an enhancer when someone drank it to gain his power, but it'll do, right? Issei. It's more than enough. In fact, I only need 1 drop. Elmenhald. I'll get it right away. Leaving the room, Carmilla. Then the search ends here. We can finally have justice. Issei. We shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. First, we need to know where he is so we can figure out how to stop him. 5 minutes later. Elmenhald. I found it. Giving him a vial, Issei. Thank you so much. Patting her head, Elmenhald. Why yes. Issei. Let's see where you are, Vali. Puts a drop on the device and it starts to light up, it's working. Carmilla. I'm eager to know where that bastard is. Elmenhald. You should amend your vocabulary, Queen Carmilla. Issei. I think it's broken. Carmilla. Why do you say that? Issei. He says he's here, but that's him, an explosion is heard, Carmilla. It seems it worked. Narrator Pav. The 3 left the room and met up with the others fighting some fallen angels. Issei approached the girls who were defending themselves, even though they were at a disadvantage, and used electrifying tactics to knock out most of the fallen. Then they ran to the top of the building but encountered more fallen angels on the stairs. Issei activated his boosted gear and began striking several, leaving them in pain, while Rias covered him from long-range attacks. Queen Carmilla and Elmenhald left the castle and stayed behind to fight more fallen angels. Office was asleep in the castle's underground and didn't hear anything that was happening. Dibba went up, making several cuts to the fallen angels, and Issei knocked them unconscious afterward with a dragon shot. They all reached the top and could see Vali along with 2 other people covered by a dark aura. Behind these blood-soaked bodies, Issei was about to activate his balance breaker, but a fallen appeared beneath him, destroying the floor and causing everyone to fall and being carried away through the air. The girls got into fighting stances, as did Kiba, Azazel, and Vali's group, causing a small battle. The ones with the most advantage were Zenovi and Irina, one because she was an angel and the other because she possessed Durandal, something that surprised those present. Meanwhile, Issei punched the fallen angel in the face, but it had no effect. The angel pierced Issei's stomach with a spear of light and then hurled him into some abandoned buildings. Issei got up, but the fallen angel rammed into him with tremendous force, destroying not only the ground but also the entire building, which crashed down with them inside. A minute passed, and a flash of light appeared beneath the rubble, followed by a brown-haired man in the sky with severe burns all over his body. Issei's pav falls into a car. Who is he supposed to be? I am a commander of the fallen angels. I survived the first great war of the factions. I am someone, Sue Issei. Punching him in the face with his left arm. I don't care who you are. I'm going to destroy you. I'd like to see you try. Lunging at him, narrator's pav. The commander lunged at Issei and tried to tear him apart with his claws, but Issei blocked in time and grabbed his arm, then struck it with his elbow, breaking it and causing pain to the fallen commander. Enraged, a kind of crow began to emerge from his hand, lifting Issei into the air before dropping him. But Issei activated his balance breaker. He immediately extended his wings, but both were pierced by several light spears from the fallen one, causing him to crash heavily to the ground. He got up, only for the fallen one to plunge a rusty metal pipe into his leg and then strike him hard with his good arm. After several blows, the brown-haired boy created an explosion in the fallen one's face, causing him to fall to the ground and bleed profusely, clutching his face. Issei removed the metal pipe and grabbed it with both hands, striking the fallen one's head repeatedly until it shattered. He then lifted him up and pierced his stomach with his hand, leaving him unconscious and bleeding profusely. Meanwhile, Irina, Zenobia and Kiba were fighting a dark-haired man with a staff that could extend at will, which he used to attack from a distance, knowing that as swordsmen, they would be at a disadvantage. Vali was fighting Azazel, Akeno, Kaneko, and Kuroka, and the rest of the girls were fighting a man with some kind of light daggers. Vali was fighting wildly and inflicting many wounds on his opponents, but he was knocked back by an explosion from the castle. They turned to see where it came from and saw the queen with Elmenhold, their clothes torn and blood on their hands. Behind them, they could hear more banging and explosions. Azazel. How are the civilians? Breaking the neck of a fallen man, Carmilla. They've already been evacuated and their memories will be erased. Rias. Very well. A dagger strikes her shoulder. Ah. Kaneko. Are you alright, Rias Onasama? Rias. If we have to continue. They don't have enough power, they'll all fall sooner or later, either to us or to the beast, climbing onto a kind of table. Zenobia. Shut up. Making several cuts with Durandal on his chest. Move it, bitch, punching her in the face. Issei. You wretch. Falling on top of him, you'll regret this. Narrator's pav. The brunette savagely beat the subject without mercy until he was unconscious. Only one of Vali's henchmen remained, but Irina delivered the final blow with a cut to his face, leaving him on the ground. Vali was about to leave without anyone noticing, but Issei fired a dragon shot hitting him in the back and leaving a fairly large burn that healed but turned black. After that, Vali disappeared in a teleportation circle. Nobody's pav. Azazel. We lost him. Kicking a fallen man in the face, Issei. Hey, isn't this treason, Azazel? Azazel. Yes, it is, but we shouldn't worry about them since they broke the agreement. Akeno. You're bleeding quite a bit from your leg. Issei. Well, you guys are bleeding too. I wasn't the only one who had trouble. Irina. Why did she come all the way here? It looked like a suicide mission. Kaneko. Maybe she thought she could beat us. Issei. That could be, but I'm sure she'll try to disappear again, though she won't be able to this time. Looking at the scouter, Kuroka. What if we use some jutsu to heal you, Issei? Sticking close to him, she said we haven't shown that kind of affection recently. Rias. What's Issei talking about? With a vein throbbing in her head, Issei. I can explain, I swear. Waving his hands, Kaneko. What did you do with Kuroka-sama, Issei-san? Issei. Irina. Did you do something impure with her, Issei? Angry, Issei. Zenobia. I guess I can't lose ground. About to take off her outfit, Issei. You're just making things worse. An unexpected journey. Narrator pav. After Vali's attack, along with some fallen angel troops, the city of Romania was somewhat devastated. The vampires had lost several troops and were left in critical condition, so the brunette and the others had to stay another month so the vampires could defend themselves in case of a second attack and have time to rebuild at least some of their territory. The month passed and the brunette returned home with the girls, where they had to catch up on everything that had happened at the school. Things were relatively calm and they constantly checked the radar for Vali's location, but the coordinates were quite distant, so they had to stay home for a while until Auden summoned the group to talk about the platinum-haired boy. Nobody's pav. Rossweisse. I see you arrived without any problems. Issei. Yes, you're Rossweisse-an, right? Rossweisse. Yes, Sekiryuutei. Issei. You can call me Issei. Rossweisse. Very well, Issei-kun, Auden-sama requests your immediate presence on Olympus. Ravel. Olympus. Rossweisse. Auden-sama is currently residing there. Please follow me. Everyone, yes sir. Walking behind her, Kaneko. We've been away from home a lot lately. Akeno. We can't help it though. Vacation is coming soon and will save us some trouble. Clinging to Issei, Rias. As a club, though, we'll have to do some extra activities. Issei. I'm the exception. Ravel. I don't want to talk about homework right now. I had to stay late with Issei-sama signing several papers. Issei. Signing? You mean burning them? We had to sweep up all the ashes. Kuroka. And what exactly did those papers say, Issei Naya? Hugging him from behind, Issei. Nothing too important, just some marriage proposals for me to join a faction. Irina. I see. I'm surprised you took it so well. Issei. Not really. I had to read several documents to figure it out. Rossweisse. Please wait a moment, I have to resolve a small problem. Running towards a crowd, Issei. What's supposed to have happened? Approaching with the others, person 1. You think I'm afraid of you, matchstick head. Holds back from the crowd, person 2. Come here, you piece of shit slave. Same as the other, Rossweisse. Silence. Person 1. First get yourself a boyfriend. Rossweisse. That has nothing to do with this. Blushing, Issei. What the hell? Excuse me. Next to Rossweisse, I don't think you should offend a lady. Rossweisse. I can handle this, Issei. SHH. Putting a finger to his lips, everyone, except Rossweisse. I hope you have a good explanation, Issei. Person 2. And who the hell are you? Issei. The Sekiryuutei. Person 2. I'm not afraid of a caged dragon. Drag. What's that idiot's name again? Issei. Angrily, caged, huh? 1 minute later. Issei. Sorry for the commotion. Wiping blood off his hands, Rossweisse. Was all that violence necessary? Issei. I just got a little carried away. Ravel. Really? Issei. I think it's best if we continue on our way and forget about this. Rias. You should control your anger better. I think they're dead. Issei. Nah, they'll just be in a coma. Asgardian Olympus 12 p.m. Rossweisse. Everyone's here, Auden-sama. Kneeling, Auden. I see. Sitting, thank you very much, and please stay. Rossweisse. As you wish. Issei. Why did you summon us, Auden-sama? Auden. Sekiryuutei boy, I need your help with one of my firstborn, Loki. Zenobia. The god of mischief. Auden. The one and only. Zenobia. What did he do? Auden. Nothing yet, but he escaped from prison. He was in the depths of the Asgardian pits, guarded by guards, but suddenly he disappeared from his cell, leaving a small clue. Issei. And that's where we come in. Auden. There was a bloodstain in the cell, and they took it to be analyzed, verifying that it was from the Hakuryuko. Ravel. Things are getting much more complicated, Issei-sama. Issei. I can tell. I hope you're not forming an alliance. Auden. Although I also wish that wouldn't happen, it's most likely, since I don't believe the Hakuryuko would save Loki just for the sake of it. Rias. So you want us to go and bring Loki back? Auden. That would be asking too much. I want you to help several of my troops find him so they can bring him back. I'd also like you to join the battle because I'm sure he'll try to cause Ragnarok. Akeno. We're in a lot of trouble, Issei. We should take a vacation. Issei. I'd like to too, but now's not the time to rest. Auden. I'd like you to accompany Rossweisse to meet the troops and verify the Hakuryuko's location. Issei. No problem, right? All. No. Auden. Thank you very much for your help. It will be duly appreciated. Standing up, now I must go and verify that everything is in order. See you. Rossweisse. Well, I suppose we'll be seeing each other a little longer than usual. Kaneko. So we'll be away from home for longer again, senpai. Issei. Unfortunately, if Kaneko, stroking her head, good thing office left with Lafay to their base to work on a plan against Volley Akeno. A question, Issei. Issei. What is it, Akeno? Akeno. Why does that living white armor want to kill you? Issei. I don't know, it just arrived a long time ago, killed my parents, and left, only to return a few years ago but failed. I never knew why. Rossweisse. That's strange, but now let's go to the other troops. Asgardian Mountains. Ravel. It's too cold here, shivering, Issei. Shouldn't you use your phoenix wings to warm up? Rias. Even if I use them it wouldn't help, the temperature is quite low. Rossweisse. Sorry, I forgot to tell you to dress warmly. Kaneko. We're fine, we can handle it except for the bird. Ravel. I have a name. Irina. Aren't you cold, Issei? Issei. No, since we dragons are used to extremely low temperatures. Ravel. Lucky. Zenobia. You should train more, that way you could withstand any temperature without problems. Kuroka. I'd rather wear a little more clothing than endure hellish training. Issei. Are you really alright, Ravel? Your fingers look frozen. Ravel. I don't know if I can continue much longer, shivering. Issei. Ah, well, gets behind her and hugs her with his wings and arms. I suppose this will do. Ravel. Thank you, Issei-sama, blushing. Zenobia. I see, that's a good tactic. Akeno. That's cheating, Ravel-chan, taking advantage of these situations isn't right. Ravel. I'm not taking advantage. Rossweisse. We're almost there, just about 10 minutes of walking left. 10 minutes later. Rossweisse. We've reached the summit of Asgard's tallest mountain. Issei. Now that I think about it, wouldn't it have been easier to teleport here? Rossweisse. It has a barrier that prevents any kind of spell from being used, whether inside or outside of it. Ravel. How inconvenient. In the same position, Issei. Now that I think about it, it's colder up here. Kuroka. And no kidding. Standing next to Ravel. Ravel. When did you get here? Kuroka. Why, you're not the only one freezing. Issei. Ah, well, Drake once told me about a body warming ability. I'll have to use it. Closing his eyes, Kaneko. Issei-senpai's wings are glowing red. Issei. I'm almost done. Irina. They stopped glowing, did something go wrong? Issei. No, just wait. A red aura begins to emanate from his wings, Rias. Wow, it's even a little warm in here. Akeno. Well, in that case, same as Kuroka, hello. Kuroka. I see you practice too. Akeno. Sort of. Sneaking into Issei's room at night pays off. Zenobia. Well, me too. Irina. Wait. Rias. What do you think you're doing? 5 minutes later. Soldier. What the heck? Issei. I know it looks weird, but he's freezing. With a bead of sweat on his forehead, Rossweisse. I still don't know how they all got in so easily. Well, they'll be joining us to fight Loki and prevent him from causing Ragnarok. Soldiers. Yes. Rossweisse. We'll also be going after the Sekiryuutei, who's trying to unleash an evil being with powers similar to Ragnarok. Soldiers. Yes. Issei. They're very motivated, Rossweisse. Remember, this is war. I can't guarantee you'll make it out alive. Soldiers. Yes. Rossweisse. We're the only line of attack against them. We'll leave first thing tomorrow, so get ready. Soldiers. Yes. Leaving, Rossweisse. By the way, go get the Valkyries. A few centaurs on our side wouldn't hurt. Kaneko. Did I hear right? Rossweisse. Yes, we have some domesticated centaurs. Although they're a bit rebellious, they're willing to go to war. Issei. I'm sure Morpholin have joined Volley's side. This could be crucial to stopping him. Rias. We'd better get ready too. Location unknown. Volley. Loki, I need you to do it now. Loki. It's not that easy. This way is slower. Volley. Then hurry up. Grabbing him by the neck, Loki. Don't touch me, you inferior being. Cutting off his arm, Volley. You idiot. Loki. Grabbing him by the neck and lifting him up, remember, I am a celestial dragon god. Without me, you can do nothing. Volley. I've come quite far without you. Loki. Maybe so, but you won't be able to finish this on your own. Throwing him against a rock, so if you want this to be over quickly, don't interfere. Volley. A dark cloud regenerates his arm, just don't delay. Loki. I know. Turning around, Volley. The Sekiryuutei will try to interfere. I'll take care of it, so you'd better just focus on that. About to leave, Loki. Let them arrive first, then worry. The Asgardians only have brute force, not intellect. Volley. I hope so. Loki. Well, Ragnarok is about to begin. Smiling. Ragnarok and an enemy. Narrator's POV. Several Asgardians and Valkyries could be seen conversing in a fairly large cave. A chestnut-haired man with several scratches and several girls walking alongside some centaurs could also be seen. Everyone looked somewhat injured and had bandages covering their wounds. Some were preparing their weapons, while others were simply resting. Issei's POV, it's starting to rain. Looking at the raindrops, Rossweisse. We'd better collect some water. The reserve is running low. Issei. I know. I'll go with a centaur. Rias. Please be careful. Remember that, Issei. It's okay, nothing will happen. Smiling, come here, friend. Centaur. Ah. Issei. Hey, calm down. We shouldn't make so much noise. We're going to collect a lot of water. Narrator's POV. The centaur crouched down, and the chestnut-haired man climbed atop him, speeding away. Everything was so tragic and difficult for them at that moment. They hadn't been able to communicate or use teleportation circles for 2 months. It was like being in the Middle Ages, and with an army of barely 150 men and 100 women who were already quite wounded, there wasn't much they could do. How did it happen? Well, quite simply, war had broken out between some fallen warriors and powerful mythological beasts. At first, there was no problem and they fought them off, but as the days passed, the attacks became more frequent and there was less rest. All communication and transportation were lost, except for a few centaurs who were still alive. Everything was going wrong and none of the factions knew what was happening. Issei's pav, perfect. Getting off, stay here. I'll get you some water. Walking toward a lake, I think that's fine. 1 hour later. Issei. Ah, that'll be enough. Wiping sweat from his forehead, at least it'll last us for 4 days. Time to go. Centaur. Ah. Running in the opposite direction, Issei. What are you doing? Turns around, this can't be happening. Issei's pav. To think that just a few days ago we were only facing Kaido and some somewhat strong mythological creatures, but now, just as I turned around, I saw something that paralyzed me. Loki was there with Volley, and when Loki cast a spell and it disappeared, a kind of sword could be seen. I didn't know what was happening, but chaos began to break loose. Everything started to fill with storms, tsunamis, and some distant volcanoes began to erupt. Nobody's pav. Issei. What did you just do? Activating his balance breaker Loki. Ragnarok has finally begun. Nothing can stop it now. Volley. Remember, we didn't come here just for this. Loki. Of course, you take care of the Sekiryuutei and I'll release whatever it is you want. Volley. Fine. Issei. Volley, I don't know what the hell you're planning, but you have to stop. You're going to kill us all. Volley. That's what I want. Narrator's pav. Volley flew towards Issei, who assumed a battle stance, but an earthquake began to erupt, throwing him off balance. Volley then struck him directly in the face. Afterward, Volley rose slightly and beams of energy began to form from his wings, striking Issei. However, these beams had no effect, so Issei flew towards Volley, who then soared much higher. The chase was quite rapid and Issei could see the entire army in the cave fighting against hordes of unimaginable beings. The girls were trying to defend themselves. He wanted to go, but he knew he had to stop Volley, so he continued chasing him until he caught one of Volley's wings and ripped it off, preventing him from flying and diminishing his power. When Volley fell, Issei flew straight towards him and when they collided, he created a large crater. Grabbing Volley's armor, Issei punched him repeatedly in the face with his right fist until he broke his mask and saw him bleeding. Issei's pav, why are you doing this? Volley. Unimaginable power awaits me. Do not interfere. Narrator's pav. A beam of light formed in Volley's chest and struck Issei's entire body, sending him flying quite far. He got up a little, but skeleton-like creatures grabbed him and began tearing apart parts of his armor and pummeling him as he watched Volley escape. He began to get angry and a red aura erupted from him. The skeletons continued their attack, but suddenly Issei shouted to the sky and the aura within his body burst forth, destroying all the skeletons and revealing a powerful crimson dragon. It was about to take flight, but a giant with a ball-like structure in its right hand grabbed it and slammed it headfirst into the ground, destroying approximately 1 kilometer around with the impact. Then it began to pound the dragon's head with the ball, but the dragon counterattacked, biting off its head and leaving only the body, which it then devoured. A huge army of skeletons gathered, but the dragon destroyed them all. Just 3 tail strikes before it took flight toward the girls. Nobody's pav. Rias. What's happening? Rossweisse. It's Ragnarok. We've failed the mission. Zenobia. So the destruction of everything is near. Destroying skeletons with her sword, Rossweisse. That's right. The end of Asgard is near. We won't be able to hold out much longer. Narrator's pav. They were all fighting against the skeletons, while many disasters began to occur right where they were. At one point, a huge volcanic rock was about to crush the girls and the entire army, but a crimson dragon intervened and covered everyone from the blow, gathering them with its tail and placing them underneath it to receive the impact. Then it stood up and spat fire at all the attackers, leaving them in ashes except for a wolf that was somewhat small compared to it. The wolf ran on all fours toward the dragon, but the dragon flew at him and bit him on the back, taking him far away since many more enemies had appeared. When they were far enough away, the dragon dropped the wolf, who destroyed many stones. But before he could get up, a dragon landed on top of him with both legs and began to eat him alive. First, it opened his stomach with its mouth and began to eat his intestines while howling in pain, but it was no use as several creatures approached, but they were devoured by the dragon or burned to death. No one's pav. With the girls. Kaneko. What was that supposed to be? Irina. Is there some legend about a crimson dragon, Rossweisse-san? Rossweisse. Not that I know of, destroying a skeleton, no. Kuroka. It was Issei Akeno. What are you talking about? Protecting some wounded soldiers, Kuroka. It's been a long time since I've done that, we're really in trouble. Falls to her knees, Kaneko. What's wrong, Wani-sama? Kuroka. Issei is about to die. Tearfully, narrator's pav. After devouring the wolf, the dragon was about to take flight again, but a serpent that had encircled all of Asgard appeared directly above it. The dragon saw it and began biting, tearing off some skin, but it was nothing compared to its eyes. The head struck the dragon, sending it crashing to the ground, badly injured. Then it began to bite inside the serpent's mouth, nearly killing it, but a red beam shot through the serpent's mouth, spitting it out. The dragon emerged with wounds all over its body and began breathing fire in battle. It flew towards the serpent and began not only burning it in various places, but also scratching and biting it all over as the serpent tried to bite it again. Nobody's pav, volley. Removing his helmet, how's it going? Loki. I have the code. Are you sure about what you're doing? Volley. He's telling me so. It's more than certain. Loki. Good, then, do the honors. Volley. Very well, let's enter the code, typing several numbers. Voice. Correct password. Narrator's pav. Stones began to fall from the area, revealing a kind of sealed capsule. It opened, and it being approximately 2 meters tall could be seen holding various objects in its hands, preventing it from moving. These objects then vanished, leaving it standing motionless. Nobody's pav, Loki. He does look powerful. Volley. And he is. He looks too much like me, from the white armor too. They grab him by the neck, don't compare me to you, trash. His head explodes, leaving his lifeless body on the ground, Loki. What the hell? Loki, walking towards him, god of mischief, with the goal of causing Ragnarok, tell me, where is the Crimson Dragon? Loki. I don't know what you're talking about. Paralyzed, the Sekiryuutei, where is it? He strikes him, leaving him on the ground unable to move. Loki. There's a D-dragon fighting a snake which has the N more than enough. Destroying his body with a black beam, finally, Sekiryuutei, I've been waiting 15 years. With the dragon. Dragon. Arg. Narrator's pav. The dragon was on the ground with many wounds and probably about to be swallowed by the snake, but a black beam destroyed its head, though it regenerated. Nobody's pav. I see, it has regeneration, but it has my prey. Narrator's pav. The snake quickly lowered its head to the figure in white armor and tried to bite him, but he caught the bite, preventing it from closing its mouth easily. With a slight movement, he then sliced the snake in two. This event could be observed everywhere, and then it simply disappeared. Everyone was astonished by what had happened, but Nekomata was guiding the girls and the army to a place. Nobody's pav. I see you've become stronger, Haidu, but in that form you're useless to me. Transforming him into Issei, this is better. Issei. Opening his eyes, Yu grabs him by the neck and drags him along the ground. I'm finally out of my prison. I've waited 15 years for this moment, so I don't intend to waste any more time. Issei. Where are you taking me? Unable to move, to the place where all this will end. I will finally be free. Issei. Free? You'll only be a good cause for me. Issei. I don't think so. Narrator's pav. Issei got up and jumped in front of to kick him in the face, but only managed a direct blow to his stomach that sent him flying far away, shattering several rocks with his body. He fell to the ground almost unconscious. Walked up to Issei and grabbed his head, but received a blow to the face, though it didn't do the slightest damage. He only fired a blast of black light at Issei's leg, then threw him into the air and flew towards him, kneeing him in the spine, causing him to spit blood, before slamming him to the ground. Nobody's pav. If you couldn't beat me years ago when I was uninjured, how will you beat me wounded and at my peak? Issei. Why the hell do you want to kill me? Do you really want to know? Carrying him, Issei. Yes, well, it all goes back a long time before you were born. I hate you. Pav. Flashback. First faction war, heaven. God. I already told you no. Please, Lord, listen to me. Walking behind him, God. I will not resort to any kind of dark power. It is a sin, and besides, that power is unstable, which is why I hid it from the others. But it would give us a great advantage, and we could easily win the war so that our enemies would prostrate themselves at our feet. God. Stops, enough. I consider you a great son, Michael. You are the only archangel left alive, and I will not allow you to commit that sin. Michael. Lord, my brothers fell to those beasts. I will not stand idly by. I will avenge them. God. That is not the way to think in heaven. We are fighting to bring peace back, not chaos. Michael. And what does the way matter? We can establish a regime and dominate them to bring order. God. This discussion ends here, and the order is no. Michael. You are blinded, my lord, but I will bring victory to the angels and avenge my fallen brothers. Narrator Pav. The archangel known as Michael, seemingly the last survivor of his brothers, disappeared for a time. He went to seek the immense power that was locked within a spell cast by God. He spent years searching for it until he found it in the most remote and deepest places on earth. The power was overwhelming and possessive. It corrupted whoever used it, which is why God led him to that very place, a cave with the tombs of its former wielders almost at the center of the earth. When the Archangel Michael took that power and made it his own, it was overwhelmingly powerful, and he used it to kill and punish not only fallen angels and demons, but also some angels. The power had consumed him, and nothing remained of that Archangel, only a gray body with red eyes that brought chaos and destruction. God personally took it upon himself to stop him and imprison him in a white armor filled with power, which weakened him and only allowed him to use 30% of his power, since it could not be completely erased. He also placed a curse upon him. God's Pav, Michael, one of my many children who was corrupted by an evil power even worse than that of the demons themselves. Michael. Father, please understand, this power is everything. If everyone had a small amount, I would understand. God. It pains me to see you in this state, but I cannot set you free. Therefore, you are locked in this armor that will take away most of your powers. But there will only be one way in which you can redeem yourself. Michael. It's not fair. I fought for you. I killed thousands and millions of evil beings for you. Trying to break some chains, God. Among the victims are your own siblings, so the only way to free you, since I always offer forgiveness, is to free the family that currently carries a small amount of your power from their pain. Miguel. I thought you would understand me. God. I thought you would be better, Miguel. It pains me to see my mistake so late, leaving with several angels. In your current state, you won't be able to defeat many. Miguel. Now I understand that family corrupted him, and he means that I should kill them to free not only myself, but him too, of course. Now everything makes sense. I hope to find those responsible for my pain soon. End flashback. Present. Miguel. That's why I hate you. Your family is the cause of all my pain and suffering. Issei. You brought it on yourself. You should have listened to him. Miguel. I was blinded by rage at that moment. I only had to kill your family to free myself, but there was a problem. I discovered that to free myself, I had to use a specific place that only worked once every 10 years. Issei. You're sick. Miguel. The other members of your family weren't a problem, but it was difficult to find them since they were scattered all over the world. But in the end, you were the last ones. Issei. When you killed my parents, you had to wait another 10 years because of that. Miguel. That's right, and when I returned, you defeated me. You took away my freedom. And I remembered an old prophecy that one of your ancestors said. When the Crimson Dragon appears, there will be no pain or darkness for others. A light of hope and goodness will cover all the skies and bring you down. It will be the worst of your hells. I remembered that, and what a coincidence, you were that Crimson Dragon. Issei. I'm glad to make your life as miserable as you made mine. Miguel. Right now, the sanctuary has been waiting for 5 years, but it's still functioning, so let's not waste any more time. He sprouts white wings from his armor. Issei. Ragnarok, it stopped. Miguel. It seems it took a little longer than expected to die. Issei. What are you talking about? Miguel. That so-called god didn't know what he was doing. This wasn't the real Ragnarok. It was just a part of the prophecy that died along with him. Issei. You killed him. Miguel. Of course. He flies off. I want to live peacefully, and I don't think Ragnarok will do me any good. Issei. Then you're the last one I have to stop. Miguel. As if you could. I just want to finally enjoy the freedom I've waited so long for. Issei. And he breaks free from him and punches him in the face. Want to get out of here. He's about to fly away. Miguel. Where do you think you're going? He grabs him by the foot and throws him roughly to the ground. Narrator Pav. Just as Issei hit the ground, he caught a glimpse of a person dressed in a kimono and wielding a sword, but Miguel kicked him in the back, causing him to spit blood. When he turned around, the person was gone, but he didn't dwell on it and got up to punch Miguel in the face 3 times, but to no avail. Miguel responded with a dark light attack, sending Issei flying. Issei landed on what appeared to be a mountain and quickly got up because Miguel was about to ram into him. But as he moved, he crashed through the mountain, causing a massive earthquake. Issei spread his wings and took flight toward his companions, but behind him, a volcanic eruption erupted. He saw Miguel emerge from it, his eyes completely red, flying at incredible speed and grabbing Issei by the neck. Nobody's Pav. Miguel. You're not going anywhere. A black beam shoots from his mouth and strikes Issei in the face, knocking him unconscious. 10 minutes later, location unknown. Michael. All that's left is to make the preparations again. He walks to a huge rock and kneels. O Almighty Lord who reigns over heaven and earth, creator of heaven who always offers forgiveness, I, the Archangel Michael, who seeks your forgiveness and freedom, have come to entrust to you the soul of the man who defiled it. After this ceremony, he will be able to rest in peace and be purified, as I will also be. Amen. He stands. Now all that remains is to scatter the materials around the place. He takes out several bags. Michael's Pav. My life finally has meaning again. I will free my lord so that he can rest in peace and I will be free from eternal suffering. No one trusted me or paid attention to me when I needed it most, since everyone was corrupted by this family. But today forgiveness arrives, and with it, salvation, and no one can stop it. Reinforcements are arriving. Narrator's POV. The girls looked badly injured, but suddenly the massive destruction caused by Ragnarok vanished. Everyone was surprised and let out a victorious shout, though just a second later, a rather euphoric black-haired girl could be seen. Nobody's POV. Kuroka. Where's Issei? Running around, Rias. Calm down, Kuroka, he'll be fine. Kuroka. How can you be so calm? Kaneko. Nisama, everything stopped. No one will hurt Issei senpai anymore. Kuroka. I'm not talking about Ragnarok, I'm talking about the guy in the armor. Zenobia. But he's sealed away. Kuroka. The last time they saw each other, Issei unconsciously activated that dragon mode. That means he's back. Irina. More could have happened. Auden. Appears in front of everyone, something's wrong here. Who killed Loki? Rossweisse. What are you talking about, Auden-sama? No one killed Loki. Auden. If it wasn't you, what do you mean by white armor, Nekomata? Kuroka. An armor about 2.20 meters tall, it's too powerful. Auden. If what you say is true, then we'll need help. We'll call all the factions urgently. Akeno. But we can't verify it. Narrator's POV. Just after he finished speaking, a black beam shot out of a mountain and began to cover the entire sky in that color. Everyone was surprised and the ground began to crack violently. No one's POV. Auden. Do you need more proof? Rias. Let's go after Issei. Auden. Wait. Let's suppose you arrive, and then what? I don't think he'll just hand him over. He captured him for a reason. Rossweisse. I'll call the factions immediately. Surziches. It's not necessary, appears from a magic circle. This wasn't the only place affected. Michael. The skies began to darken. For some reason, we thought you might need help. Azazel. I feel bad that I wasn't invited to the party. Auden. Don't you think you took your time? Surziches. Sorry, but we were the only ones who were okay. Rias. What are you talking about, Onisama? Soldier. What's going on, turns to stone, Kaneko. What is this supposed to be? Michael. Apparently, we were among the few who didn't turn to stone, but now we must stop whatever caused it. Azazel. Issei told me that a white armor of immense power was looking for him to kill him, without knowing why. Michael. White armor. I've heard of that. Akeno. What have you heard, Michael-sama? Michael. Well, it's mostly a legend about the ancient archangel Michael, who was corrupted by an overwhelmingly possessive and evil power. It said that God sealed him in that armor, and the only way to break free was to release a family that possessed that part of the power of pain. Auden. Assuming that's the case, is there a way to stop him? Michael. The entire armor must be destroyed for him to die, but it's supposed to be made of the strongest material in existence, since God created it specifically for that armor. Irina. In short, we're in a lot of trouble, but we must help Issei. Surziches. I think we already know where they are. Seeing the black beam, narrator's POV. Before leaving, everyone went to see if they could get some more help quickly. Among those who arrived were some yokai like Yasaka and Kunu. Razor Phoenix also joined them to see if he could help in any way. Arthur, Cao Cao, LeFay and Office also arrived at the scene. Office was somewhat angry at her servant's actions, but knew he was in trouble. As they were about to reach the location, several lightning-colored tentacles began attacking them. They easily destroyed the tentacles and continued on their way to the mountain. However, all those who had been petrified began to move, though they remained stone. Auden, they're still alive. We can't kill them. He knocks out several. Michael. There's a way to help them. He creates a large amount of light and some around him return to normal. I'll need some help to purify them. Irina. I'll help here, Michael-sama. You must go after Issei. Rias, thank you Irina. Irina. You're not the only one who wants Issei after all. She smiles. Rias. I see. Narrator's POV. While Michael and Irina stayed behind to purify a few allies, the others flew up the mountain, but a black and white dragon appeared, causing them all to fall again. It began to growl at them and had a very powerful aura. Razor, along with Arthur and Cao Cao, stood in front of everyone, signaling that they would fight the dragon. Razor. You all go, we'll take care of this. Cao Cao. It won't be too difficult, so we'll catch up in a moment. Drawing his staff, Arthur. Never let your guard down, Cao Cao. Drawing his sword, everyone, thank you. Flying again, narrator's POV. The dragon roared and the three assumed fighting stances. It began spewing black fire, but Razor summoned several fireballs in his hands and hurled them at its face. Meanwhile, Arthur rapidly attacked its stomach, inflicting numerous cuts, while Cao Cao directly attacked the dragon's wings, attempting to immobilize it. The dragon took flight, carrying Cao Cao far away. Just as Cao Cao was about to leap, the dragon nearly devoured him, but Razor managed to shove his staff inside. On the ground, Razor unleashed his fiery wings, and Arthur grabbed his shoulder, pursuing the dragon across the mountain. They destroyed several parts of it, causing tremors. Cao Cao decided to enter the dragon's stomach and begin attacking it from within before it could digest with him inside. Arthur noticed this because several blows from the staff could be seen in the dragon's stomach, so he asked Razor to burn that area with as much fire as he could. Razor just smiled and proceeded to do what the mage's brother asked. After doing so, he had to restrain the dragon for a while Arthur made cuts again in the same area, but with much more effect. Cao Cao was about to escape with Arthur's help, but the dragon struck Arthur with its tail, causing him to collide with Razor and fall to the ground. They were then scratched and crushed several times by the dragon. Suddenly, the dragon roared and Cao Cao cast a spell within it, creating a small number of daggers of light that pierced the dragon's stomach. Arthur caught them and then plunged them into both of the dragon's eyes, blinding it. Razor finished it off with his flames, which he directed into the dragon's mouth. Luckily, Cao Cao had escaped a second before. The dragon's charred remains were still in the air, and they left. Nobody's pav, Cao Cao. See, it wasn't so difficult. Arthur. You say that about you. It crushed us with its feet and scratched us. Cao Cao. It almost digested me. Razor. Enough of this nonsense, let's go to the others. At the top of the mountain, with Miguel and Issei. Miguel. Don't worry, it won't be long now. Seeing Issei on the ground, you're still conscious, right? Issei. Almost Miguel. That's more than enough. Seeing a huge circle with several drawings, Issei. Is that you? Pointing at a drawing, Miguel. I see you're observant. And yes, it was me before all this happened, but I can't waste any more time. Narrator's pav. Miguel grabbed Issei by the wrist and dragged him to the middle of the circle, leaving him lying there. Then he began placing a kind of black pearl or ruby on each of the drawings before pulling out a huge sword covered in blood. Miguel approached and stood directly in front of Issei, beginning to pray as he made cuts across Issei's chest and face, staining him with blood. Then, the sword began to glow, and Miguel smiled, though it wasn't visible. He raised the sword and pointed it at Issei's chest, burying it deep inside. No one's pav, Miguel. Where is he? Office. You shouldn't mess with my servant. Issei appeared from a magic circle in front of her, Miguel. I'm much stronger, so if you don't want to die, you'll give me that wretch, now. Office. No one has ever given me an order. Miguel. There's a first time for everything, and if you don't intend to hand him over, I'll take him. Issei. Thank you, Office. You're welcome, but next time, she receives a blow that sends her flying, Miguel. Who else? Auden. I'm a bit old now, but together maybe we have a chance. Miguel. Where's the kid? Looks around and can't find him, maybe. A moment ago. Office. You're welcome, but on the other Issei. Hugs her and takes the full impact, sending them flying, present. Miguel. Damn it, about to fly. Azazel. Hey, where are you going? Grabbing his foot, the fun has only just begun. Miguel. Get off me, old man, kicks him, I'm not wasting any more of my freedom on you. Michael. What about me? Ascending with Irina, Miguel. You're not the true god, you don't deserve the name. Michael. They entrusted him to me for a reason, didn't they? Miguel. Fine, if that's what you want, you'll die first, then him. I'll kill you all. Surziches. This is going to get ugly. The solution. Narrator's pav. Everyone was nervous because the Archangel Michael was furious, still unable to gain his freedom. They all assumed fighting stances, but he simply slammed his fist into the ground, creating a cloud of smoke that obscured everyone's vision. The sounds of some falling unconscious could be heard. When the smoke finally cleared, it was clear that the girls were badly injured and the leaders of each faction were much more so. Everyone charged an attack. Michael and Irina wielded a spear of light, as did Azazel, while Lakeno unleashed lightning, and Rias and her brother, the power of destruction. When they all fired, Michael simply absorbed all the power and returned it in an even more powerful attack, which they barely dodged. Azazel flew alongside Michael, directly towards Miguel, and embedded a spear of light in Azazel's chest and Michael's leg. Both were grabbed by the head, which then collided with it before being roughly thrown to the ground. Miguel aimed at them, but Surziches used his power of destruction, which struck Azazel in the face. This only enraged Surziches, who appeared in front of him, grabbed him by the neck, and slammed him hard into the ground. He was then thrown towards the other leaders, all three of them falling to the ground. The girls were frightened, but Auden stood before them and began to speak strange words. As he finished, beams of light imprisoned Miguel and were fired at simultaneously, but they had no effect. Enraged, he broke the spell and grabbed Auden by the head. Kaneko and Kuroka appeared behind him and kicked him repeatedly in the back of the neck in their Nekomata forms, but they were easily defeated with a spinning punch. Miguel turned and was momentarily paralyzed by a beam from Akeno and Kiba. Irina and Zenobia used their swords to make superficial cuts in his armor, but they couldn't destroy it. After a minute, he clenched his fists, and an immense aura of power threw the three of them against a wall. They were then slammed through it, falling unconscious. Even so, he continued to savagely beat them until he felt a small amount of power in his back. When he turned around, he saw Reed. A platinum blonde is already attacking him. Nobody's pav. Miguel. Do you really think you can defeat me? Your friends were defeated in seconds. Rias. We're still standing, so we won't give up. Rossweisse. Exactly. Miguel. Fine, if that's what you want. He's about to move, but he pulls his arm back and destroys a lightning bolt with it. I won't fall for the same trick twice. Narrator's pav. Miguel flew backward and with a single blow to the jaw, sent her flying. He then intercepted her and kicked her in the stomach, sending her crashing back to earth. He flew toward her, and just as he was about to kill her, Rias and Rossweisse managed to pull her out of the way at the exact moment, crashing through the mountain. The leaders quickly got up and went to the chasm he had created, but a black beam struck all three of them, causing them to fall to the ground, somewhat sore. They all got up again, but Miguel arrived with a sphere in his hands, which he threw to the ground. When it shattered, it caused a massive explosion. 5 minutes passed, and the mountain they had been fighting on was completely destroyed. From the rubble emerged Surziches, badly wounded and with part of his clothing destroyed. Miguel, seeing him, quickly pierced him with a sword, causing him to spit blood. He then threw him to the ground, but received an attack to the face that he couldn't dodge, shattering half of his mask. He touched his face and could feel his skin again, but seeing that part of his armor had been destroyed, he kicked Surziches in the stomach, sending him crashing into a huge rock. Miguel pav, you damned bastard, do you know what you've done? Do you know? Grabbing him by the neck, Surziches. Buy him time. Spitting blood, Miguel. By whom? Issei. Me. Narrator's pav. Issei flew straight towards Miguel, who, upon turning, was grabbed by the arm by a smirking Surziches. Issei charged at Miguel with incredible speed, bringing Surziches down with him. The three crashed into a mountain and fell to the ground. Issei quickly got up and punched Miguel in the jaw, who retaliated with an even stronger blow to the stomach. Issei then fired a dragon shot at Miguel's face, completely shattering his mask, before kneeing him in the face. Miguel stumbled back, clutching his face with one hand while pointing the other at Issei, but a spear of light pierced his hand. Michael pav, your actions will be judged. A trickle of blood trickles from his head, Miguel. Shut up, you false god. Flying towards him, but a burst of light knocked him to the ground, Azazel. You landed some good blows, but I think it's time to return the favor. Rias. Nai-sama. Surziches. I'm fine, though I would have been worse if it weren't for Issei. Rias. Stay behind me. Surziches. Of course not, I'm a Mayu and I'm going to show you what we're made of. He stands up, clutching his wound. Miguel. All of you are going to, a beam of light strikes his back, knocking him to the ground again. Akeno. Don't get up for your own good. Miguel. What's happening to me? Zenobia. Time for revenge. She makes many cuts on his face, but he gets up furiously and grabs her by the neck with one hand. Miguel. Stop playing games. He squeezes her neck. Issei. Let her go. He flies towards him but is hit with his other arm. Miguel. You want her? Well, take her. He throws her towards Issei and they both collide, falling to the ground. Kuroka. I think this will do the trick. Narrator's pav. Several blue light ties bound Miguel, incapacitating him, and then he was attacked by almost everyone except Issei and Zenobia. He received the attacks without the opportunity to do anything until he saw his armor crack at the chest. At that moment, all his memories flashed through his mind, and he shouted into the air to destroy the light ties and brutally attack everyone. One by one, they received blows that left them on the verge of unconsciousness, but when they were all weak, a kind of black sphere emerged from his hand, and when it touched the ground, a dark light went to each of them and trapped their arms and legs. Miguel turned around, but Issei flew towards him, grabbing Zenobia with one hand and throwing her at him. She plunged Durandal into his eye, and Issei struck her again, driving the sword in deeper. Miguel simply dropped to his knees and removed the sword from his eye. He then looked at them both with a serious expression, and his armor magically regenerated. No one's pav, Zenobia. Was everything we did for nothing? Issei. Calm down, we'll win, I'm sure of it, Miguel. This fight was lost from the start for you. You should have handed him over and let him die so you could, Zenobia. We would never do that. With tears in her eyes, we want to live our lives too, you know. He's very important, not only to me but to many other people, and I don't intend to hand him over to anyone. Issei. Zenobia Miguel. Your needs are not my problem. I've waited too long for this and I won't stop for anything. Zenobia. What can we do now, Issei? Falling to her knees and crying, Issei. Hugs her, everything will be alright, I promise. Kisses her forehead, Miguel. Well, you lived your last moments well. Now to Azazel. Balance breaker Miguel. Looks like someone got serious Azazel. Issei, it's now or never. I have an idea of how to stop him. Miguel. There's no such thing as stopping me. Issei. Balance breaker Drag, I expect the best from you. Drag. Likewise, I don't intend to let a rogue assassinate you. Miguel. In that case narrator's POV. They both flew quickly towards Miguel and simultaneously punched him in the face. Azazel then unleashed a beam of light and Issei followed with a dragon shot, also striking Miguel in the face. They both jumped back and Miguel went after Azazel, but Azazel dodged and kneed Miguel in the stomach. Issei then kicked Miguel in the back with both legs. Azazel launched Miguel and Issei into the air, charging a kind of light axe. When it was ready, Issei created an explosion in Miguel's back, which was then propelled directly towards Azazel. Azazel buried the axe in Miguel's chest, then kicked him in the stomach and jumped back. Just as Miguel was about to move, a barrage of light spears struck him from the sky, paralyzing him. Nobody's POV, Azazel. This will buy us enough time. Come on. Issei. Okay, flying behind him, Azazel. I've already spoken with the others and we're all ready. We're going to have to release Trihexa. Issei. Hey, are you sure? Azazel. It seems to be the only way, but we need time to break the seal and prevent it from escaping. We'll send it with him. Issei. I understand. Then let's get rid of both of them. Azazel. Probably, but give us time. Issei. Very well, but please, I'm not invincible, so don't take too long. Narrator's POV. Issei flew back to where Miguel was, but he could see that he had all the girls tied up and on their knees. Some had tears in their eyes as he pointed at them with his hands. Nobody's POV. Miguel. This is your last chance, Sekiryuutei. Surrender. Issei. Why you bastard. Juggernaut drive narrator POV. Issei had transformed into a huge dragon again, but unlike before, this time he could think. Otherwise, he knew he would probably hurt the girls. Miguel was about to kill them when a beam of infinity combined with phoenix fire shot directly at his hand, causing him to dodge the attack. In a second, the girls were behind Issei. Nobody's POV. Office. Sorry for the delay, Issei, looking at him from behind. Issei. Heir. Looking at her, office. I see you're not bothered. Ravel. Issei Sama. Office. Yes, from what I can see, he's quite angry. Miguel. Someone always has to interfere. Why can't they just die? Issei. Gathers them all in a circle with his tail, then pats them with his head and flies towards Miguel, office. We should go with the faction leaders. Rias. We must help Issei. Office. If we get closer, he could kill us, well, you guys, not me. Ravel. But he knows we're okay. Office. Even so, an overwhelming amount of power is throwing him off a bit, plus he could use us as bait. Kuroka. Isn't there anything else we can do? Office. For now, we should leave and not get in his way. If things get complicated, we'll come back. Akeno. And how will we know that? Office. I can feel it. They're dragon instincts. I was bored with them, obviously, but if you want them, you'll have to mate with a dragon now let's go. The near ended, final. Narrator POV. Issei stood before Miguel in his juggernaut drive form. They stared into each other's eyes and Miguel was the first to approach Issei, but Issei took flight into the sky. Miguel desperately pursued him, launching lightning bolts that were easily dodged. Suddenly, Issei turned and began spitting fire as he rolled in circles, creating a fiery spiral that struck Miguel directly. Upon impact with the ground, an overwhelming explosion of fire could be seen from many places and intense heat filled the area. Issei was the first to get up and began biting and scratching Miguel repeatedly until Miguel grabbed one of his legs and pushed him back, then delivered a direct blow to Issei's chest, followed by a lightning bolt that struck Issei in the face, knocking him to the ground. Issei managed to get up slightly, but Miguel grabbed his dragon tail and began spinning him around. A minute later, he finally threw him towards a rock, where he landed headfirst, completely destroying it. Then he jumped down on Issei and landed on his head, brutally striking him while smiling and watching as the juggernaut drive was about to break. And it did. Issei could be seen bleeding profusely and he was being held by his hair. Nobody's POV, Miguel. This is where it all ends. No more escapes, no more interruptions. Just you, me, and the death that awaits you. Issei. You're right. No more interruptions, because I'm the one who will beat you. Miguel, you're quite optimistic. Walking, Issei. I know I can fight even harder, Drag. Well, it's been a while since I've done this, but I suppose it's necessary. Get ready. Issei. I always am. He strikes Miguel with his elbow and Miguel releases him, then kicks him in the stomach, making him stumble back. Miguel. As persistent as ever. Issei. Drag. It was about time I came out. Narrator's POV. A bright red light emanated from Issei's chest. Miguel covered his eyes for a moment and when he opened them, he saw a hologram of a huge dragon appear and fly around Issei. Issei's eyes were closed and Miguel could see parts of the dragon attaching to him. At first, he thought Issei would activate Balance Breaker again, but he was surprised to see that the armor only covered him from the torso down, not his face. However, behind Issei, he could see the silhouette of a dragon walking behind him wherever he went. Nobody's POV, Miguel. Are you going to pull any more tricks? Issei. Feels heavier Drag. That's the third time you've used this mode, kid. We can't use it for too long. Issei. Very well, Drag. Shall we attack? Miguel. I see you're that celestial dragon who, along with his friend, murdered God, pointing at Drag. Great, I'll have a double reward. Drag. If you know what I did to your master, you should run, Archangel, or else you no longer deserve that title. Miguel. Oh yeah? A dragon tells me so. What nonsense. Enough talk. Narrator's POV. Miguel flew towards Issei, but Drag intercepted him with a bite and spat fire from his snout, burning him. Issei climbed onto Drag, who spat at Miguel. Miguel got up but received a direct blow to the head from Issei, followed by an explosion in his stomach that sent him flying. Drag began preparing fire in his mouth and Issei approached him to electrify Drag's mouth with electrifying tactics. When Drag spat the fire from his mouth at Miguel, it was filled with lightning, which paralyzed Miguel. He became angry and slammed his fist on the ground. Then he saw it start to rain and got up, only to feel a red liquid ooze from his head and drip from his eye. It was blood. He smiled and turned to look at Drag and Issei, seeing them both in fighting stances. He just smiled and raised his anuses, from which a kind of white bubble began to emerge. He then launched it into the sky. Issei and Drag flew quickly towards it, but Michael snapped his fingers and the sphere exploded, destroying almost the entire area. Nobody's POV. Rias. What was that? Azazel. The seal is ready, activate it. I'll go see what's happening. Flying towards the location, Serziches. Alright Serafo, Ajuka, Beelzebub, and Michael, we have to do this. Serafo. Sorry I'm late. Serziches. It doesn't matter, it might be our only salvation, looking at the sky. With Issei and Miguel. Miguel. Finally, punching an unconscious Issei in the face, it's all over. I'll finally be free. Azazel. I don't think so, firing several spears of light that pierced his chest, you seem to be quite hurt, so what we have planned will work. Miguel. You think you can defeat me? I've already won. Azazel. Maybe you can defeat us, but not him, pointing at the sky. Narrator's POV. In the sky, a large seal could be seen breaking, and a kind of dark cloud invaded the entire area. Azazel grabbed Miguel and took him to it, which they both entered. Miguel brutally beat him and fired his beams at him, but Azazel only endured the pain and continued. When they entered, they saw a beast of gigantic proportions, easily large enough to encompass the territories of the Gremory and Phoenix clans combined. Azazel was about to throw Miguel, but he broke free and pierced Azazel's stomach with a beam of light. He was about to decapitate him, but Issei attacked him from behind and both were drawn into the beast's mouth, which swallowed them whole. Azazel could only watch as they were devoured, but seconds later, Issei emerged with his armor badly damaged and was caught by a pained Azazel. Issei's POV, we did it. We're finally free of him. Azazel. True, but I can't move and we have to leave before Trihexa escapes. Issei. Yes. Narrator's POV. They were both about to leave, but a light flooded the dark place and Miguel also emerged from Trihexa's mouth. He was in worse shape than Issei and used all his power against Trihexa. They both approached and stopped him, even though he was already unconscious, so they threw him back into Trihexa, but it didn't open its mouth. A light began to fill the place again, and they could see a lot of blood pouring from the beast's mouth. Azazel's POV, it's going to explode. It might not kill him, but it will kill us. Issei. But will it kill Miguel? Azazel. Yes, it will, but we have to get out of here. I'll create a shield with the little energy I have left, and that way we'll get out. Issei. Okay. Azazel. Who am I kidding? I barely have enough energy left to get you out of here. Touches Issei's shoulder, Issei. What's wrong? Azazel. I'm sorry, this was a one-way trip, but you will have a ticket back. Creates a shield for Issei, Issei. What are you doing? Azazel. Hitting the shield, Azazel. You don't have the energy to destroy it. Look, I hope you'll forgive me, but someone has to stay here. Besides, you're much more hurt than I am, and you still have a lot to do. Issei. Stop talking nonsense and go inside. Azazel. Just tell them everything turned out alright, okay? This is a good way to end things. Issei. Damn it, Azazel. Tears welling up, Azazel. They need you, see you later. Narrator's POV. An explosion erupted, destroying everything in its path. The portal was about to close when a badly injured chestnut-haired man emerged, slowly falling through the air. Behind him, a shadow appeared. It was Miguel, but his armor was completely destroyed. He barely managed to escape, his hand outstretched, clutching Issei's foot, but a white light enveloped him. Issei fell much faster, but Drake caught him and they both crashed to the ground. Nobody's POV. Miguel. No, everything I did all the time I fought to be free was for nothing. Issei. You brought this on yourself. I just ended things with you. Miguel. Someday you'll die and I'll be waiting for you in hell since I can't go to heaven like this. Issei. You're right, I will die someday, but not today or tomorrow, so you'll have to keep waiting. Miguel. Rot in hell. Disappears, Issei. Likewise. Issei's POV. An era of pain ended and I went to the others alone. Everyone asked about Azazel, but I didn't have the strength to say what happened, although they understood the meaning. Several weeks later, a funeral was held for the victims of Ragnarok. Nobody's POV. Issei. You were a great man, I hope you're in a better place, looking at a grave. We'll come visit you often, I promise. He walks towards a limousine. Surziches. He knew we would appreciate him. Now he's resting. Issei. I know. Wiping away a tear, he gave everything he had, and that's why I admire him. Surziches. Me too. Putting his hand on Issei's shoulder. Issei's POV. Time passed, and society grew stronger again. There were still problems, but they were minor. The Fallen had to choose a new leader, who was Barakiel, Akeno's father. Our meeting was somewhat different than expected. Flashback. 1 month ago, Fallen territory. Issei. Is this really okay, Akeno? Akeno. Of course, you're my fiancé, aren't you? Besides, it's important to know who will be the representative. Issei. You're right. Akeno. But wouldn't you like to spend some time together? Caressing his chest, Issei. Akeno, we're in your old house. Akeno. I know, but still, kisses him, Issei. Well, I guess it's not so bad. Returns the kiss 2 minutes later. Barakiel. Opens the door, Akeno, I'm here, sees Issei shirtless and Akeno with her blouse unbuttoned, Issei. Akeno. Oh. Barakiel. What do you think you're doing in my own house? Present. Finally, we can rest peacefully and be with those we love most. Maybe more things will happen in the future, but for now, I just want things to stay the same. Nobody's POV. Issei. Gets out of the limousine, thank you for bringing me, Surziches-san. Surziches. You don't have to call me that, but I'm running late. See you later. Issei. Sure, opens the front door, everyone, welcome Issei. Issei. Yes, thank you, smiling. New story in progress. As the title says it all, I'm about to start writing a new high school DxD story. I'll probably release it on Tuesday or Wednesday, but I'm just here to announce the title, and if you're looking for it, you'll find the synopsis there. The story's title is Out with Compassionate Dragon, Hello with Pain Dragon. At first glance, it sounds strange, I know. I even dismissed it when I first thought of it, but then I realized it was the only good title I could think of. The story will be live in a few minutes, but I might upload the first chapter tomorrow, or maybe even today, but I don't know yet. Thanks for the support on this story, and to those who will continue reading the other one, thank you very much. But this is where this tour ends. Now, with nothing more to say, goodbye. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.